How's it going, everybody? It's Man Tomorrow here. I want to thank you guys for coming through. All right, we're gonna go over a lot of technical definitions tonight here on this actual live stream. Because we count down till we just start kicking all these dumbass people out the manosphere. They can go formulate their own space to actually go talk about women and do all those other things. But it's vitally important that you understand that these people don't have a learning disability. I'm gonna go over true to life learning disabilities. But flat out not doing things, that has nothing to do with learning disabilities itself. It is an actual deliberate choice upon the individual that they want to cascade upon everybody else within the group when it's an individual person that has the actual problem here. But give me a second to get this stuff up before we be able to go forward. Because what you have here is you have a kind of a collision course between what is commonly understood as learning disabilities, but what it is a lack of action disability. There are legit learning disabilities. First on the list is dyslexia. Dyslexia. This is a reading disorder, and it's the most common learning disability. Individuals with dyslexia have difficulty with word recognition, spelling, and decoding. Dyslexics often have trouble understanding the relationship between sounds, letters, and words. Dysgraphia. This is a writing disorder. Those with dysgraphia have difficulty with fine motor skills, which can result in illegible handwriting. They may also struggle with grammar, sentence structure, and written expression. Dyscalculia. This is a math-related learning disability. Those with dyscalculia can affect a person's ability to understand mathematical concepts, number-related facts, perform arithmetic operations, or reason and problem solve in areas requiring math. Okay, so what you have to understand is that those are actual learning disabilities. Those are things that you can actually get past at some point. Those are things that you can actually fix. Oh my God. Hold on a second. What? What? Hold on a second. What is it? Where's over there? There's over there. You can park here at the end of the. There. Where? Where? Point. Because if you knock on this door again, there's going to be a problem. Where? Where? Point to it. Right here. Parking right here. I'm about to drive into there. Is there. Am I going to be bothered for any other reason outside of that? Yeah. Yeah. Couple hours. Couple hours, I'm leaving. 2 hours. Okay, all right, cool. Thank you. All right, cool. All right, cool. I'm back. Nah, man, I just don't like nobody fucking knocking on my goddamn door, man. That shit really gets on my fucking nerves, man. I'd be ready to kick somebody's head off their goddamn shoulders. You have to respond with fucking force whenever motherfuckers knock on your door for some bullshit ass fucking reason. All right, so back to this goddamn live stream. All right, those are obviously actual learning disabilities. Like you can actually work around. Then we have like then we have the concept of infinite ignorance, right? And the concept of infinite ignorance is something that is very nuanced, even though it's been around since the 13th century. So when you have people who actually buy into the concept of actual infinite ignorance, this can be defined as a willful or stubborn refusal to accept knowledge or information in the face of overwhelming evidence. It is a state where one is immune to influence of facts, logic, reason, or holding on to beliefs regardless of how irrational or contradictory they may be. It is ignorance that exists impervious to truth. Now, this is actually being encouraged by people within this space. People in this space are being deliberately doused with chemicals and sent back into the actual space itself, right? Because they know that most of these people, for some reason, have come to a black manosphere to not get their stuff together, to not pay attention to people who are obviously better than where they current point in life. They came here to learn about the actual woman that they don't have access to. And then when you have people who are 60 years old or better encouraging such BS behavior and and deliberately marketing toward these people's insecurities to destroy an actual space that they clearly just keep presenting to not understand, that's a problem. That's a real problem. And then they have the nerve to actually live in liberal states and claim that they're politically agnostics. But they have to keep these people a long line of dribble of cake. Every time a black woman messes up anywhere, the manosphere cake crew come out of nowhere and just presents this shit to weak ass unaccomplished men. Weak ass unaccomplished men don't need to be proselytized to. They don't need to be marketed towards. These people just need to be left the fuck alone. But within this space, you got people under the guise of black male media, which actually means deliberately inciting people to be stagnant as hell and listen to the same bullshit conversations over and over again, right? That's what that is. Because if most of these people, like if there was actually a leadership model, you would deliberately make sure that these type of individuals don't come in here and make sure that they sabotage the entire movement by inviting a whole bunch of people in here who didn't want to change in the first place. You had a bunch of people pushing this nonsense about how this space is now for entertainment. You have a bunch of people pushing this nonsense about this space is co-ed. You have a bunch of people pushing this nonsense toward, we could talk about women if we want to, but at the end of the day, this is a personal choice. It's like you come online to spend time that you can actually be spending studying up on something or doing something more productive. You come online, show your face, and be on as much ignorance as possible to garner an actual audience that you actually don't care about. Because people who actually cared and gave a damn about their audience, they wouldn't be feeding them a whole line of dribble that they're not going to be able to actually digest into something productive. And these people don't mind looking stupid. They don't mind looking ignorant. They don't mind because at some day they think that there's going to be a big ass pot of gold at the end of this rainbow that they're actually playing towards. This is why people who have this ability to think that they're going to quote unquote go viral someday and all this idiocy that they put into to actually leverage the collective ignorance of these people within this space is going to somehow turn into a windfall for them. They don't mind the actual bullshit associations that they have to keep up behind the scenes and actually in person. They don't mind any of that stuff. So their actual job is to turn inexperienced men into gender warriors and then actually just fill them full of this complaint about Kesha entertainment bullshit. When they know full well that nobody with any type of sense would even send men these type of men's way in order for them to actually solve any type of problem. Because this lack of problem solving skills is a personal problem. The inability to navigate your environment is a personal problem. Thinking that dealing with women that you know that are problematic, but somehow you want to do some shit with it is somehow a personal problem. But they want to poison the entire group with their personal problems, and they actually want everybody else to solve their actual issues and problems before anybody goes forward. When these individuals actually know that their particular problem isn't going to be solved anytime soon. They know this. They know this up front. They know that when they tune into any of these live streams, because BGS seem to be the all nigga at this point, where you get all these incredulous ass black men who come together like Negro Devastator and discuss this black woman over and over and over and over and over again. Nobody have any type of level of success, but everybody want to discuss everything about this woman. Not men's issues. No, no, no. None of that. But the woman as the actual issue itself. A lot of productive men who actually be on there, be around this fucking bullshit, and they assist in actually trying to shuttle these men back in here. These are the type of individuals that you just don't need around. And any working and functioning society would not even have these people around. These people are not dumb. They know exactly what they're doing and exact reason why they're doing it. But when you have individuals, I mean a lot of these individuals who can't get their head around the fact that you got the same type of freedom that the woman does. The only thing you have to do is financially get your shit together so that way you can enjoy those type of freedoms that she does. But a lot of these people have given up on the actual idea of getting their shit together. They're just trying to find a woman that they could be a house husband to be quite honest. A lot of these dudes actually think that women just can't wait to put their dumb ass on into their actual household, so that way they could just chill up the actual atmosphere where everybody does all the work on their behalf and collectively for their benefit. Think about it. 8 years ago, these people were talking about this shit, and even before they came online, even in the '60s, you heard women talking about the same shit. This is what I mean by people not understanding what they're actually seeing and what is actually being done to them while they're actually looking at this shit. Like You got to be a pretty stupid motherfucker to keep tuning into the same shit that is incredibly disruptive and destructive. Like, there is no end goal for somebody paying attention to the complaint about Kesha bullshit. There is literally never going to be a stop to it because a lot of these dudes want to be actually proselytized to in this way. They actually think that things are actually changing because they're talking about somebody who's engaging in freedom, who's not actually getting in any trouble for engaging in their actual freedom. But at the end of the day, these people actually want to be with these actual women that they claim that they don't want to be with, which makes absolutely no sense. Me, I have no desire to talk to, no desire to do stories on, no desires to interact with uncultured women, nor uncultured men, period. Women, like I said, they're pretty inanimate unless you hook them up with an actual unproductive maggots, and all of a sudden kids are made and lives are destroyed, and now you got this particular person who's here who don't know how anything works, and because of their lack of even interacting with men, they think that actual men who don't pay attention or validate their existence become the actual problem. Yes, these things get created over time. They actually think that they have to sit here and they have to absolutely wait on somebody to run out of their Super Mario star and their endless bags of dicks before their number is up next. Not understanding that putting your life on hold for that particular period of time is a bad idea. None of that stuff makes sense. None of it does. But at the end of the day, they never build anything. They want to always walk in and sabotage and destroy anything that's being built that is meant to leave them behind. And people are like, oh, MOT, why don't you just leave the manosphere and go find another space? Dude, if we build another space, they'll destroy that shit too. They destroyed the civil rights movement. They destroyed the pro black movement. They destroyed hip hop. They destroyed everything, every movement. If you don't lock these people out, pretty soon they'll be let back in and they will destroy everything. Why? Because if something is meant to leave their ass behind, they eventually are going to destroy it. Because things not working is that is what's normal to these people. Things not working, things not operating properly. These people, they've never been part of the military or any other franchise or organization that require any type of order because not having a level of order is normal to them. But they find themselves always around principled people to try to turn principled people into unprincipled people just like them. That's why most of this stuff don't make any sense. To just keep going over it again and again and again. Well, MOT, you're doing the same thing. I'm like, yeah, but I'm doing the same thing because I'm trying to correct the problem. They're doing the same thing because they're trying to keep a problem going. Now, it would be different if they didn't bring all these people here and they make these proclamations as if they were going to be leading people to a specific place because there is no specific place that they're trying to lead people. They're just trying to lead people off of a cliff. That's clearly what they're trying to do. Clearly, radicalizing most of these actual broken men who are not being productive is clearly the move in the play right now. Because everything is about failure, failed relationships, failed women, failed men, failure to actually get a woman in this actual environment when there ain't no women in this actual environment that you can actually fucking deal with. Unwilling to get to the money, unwilling to move to another area, unwilling to explore, unwilling, unwilling, unwilling. But they want all the accolades of a man, but they don't want to put the work in to actually be a man in the first place. They want the whole world to slow down or come to a standstill so that way they can just walk at a brisk pace in front of the rest of the world. And that's just not how that works. They want immigrants to stay in their host country so that way they don't have to be embarrassed about the simple fact that they clearly just can't comport themselves in a free society. It's almost like they want to be in a society with no choice and no opportunity and no ability to be able to move ahead, and that's the only thing they can be happy with. They love bringing up these circumstances about how relationships operate in a third world country. Yeah, but you don't need money to actually exist in a third world country. How much power that you have in a third world country, it doesn't mean shit. If the government says you're part of this clique or clan or area of town, that's it. You don't get to make it out of this situation. Doesn't matter how good you do. It's gone, Ryle. It's gone, truth as I know it. But they have to keep poisoning these actual men, though. They have to keep poisoning these men and just keep turning them out into gender warriors and just filling them full of this cake bullshit. Because at the end of the day, no matter how you dress it up, how much of this shit are you gonna be able to listen to before you actually decide that, hey man, this shit is a lost cause. There ain't no gonna be no way that you're gonna be able to fix this shit. No way you're gonna be able to fix it. Again, the only people who are complaining are the people who are losing. And they desperately are trying to reflect their actual failures upon women and complain about women as if complaining about women is going to help them be more productive and get them to the money even faster. There's no end to the complaint about women shit because the only thing it's going to do is radicalize these dudes or fill these dudes full of enough compromise until they end up doing something crazy to people because they think that they're actually owed something rather than you just having your shit together and leaving all this stuff alone. Now you think you're owed some shit by the same type of woman that you actually spend endless nights talking about. But they think the actual like hooking their actual wagon up to the most stagnant people in the space, that is action. Listening to this shit ain't really action. You still got to go live in the actual real world, bro. You got to go live in the real world where you have to take action. These people want to sit back, have all these ideas, and not put any of them into actual action. They want to sit here, listen to the cake streams, then all of a sudden, never level up, never get their shit together, never get their money right. But all these expectations that they would have for self, they're just refracted upon expecting a woman to give up a level of power when that shit's crazy. But what happens when you have men who deliberately do this to other men within the space? What happens when that's the case? What happens when the only way people can have a voice is if they shut down all progress for the group of men that they claim to represent? What happens when that's the case? What happens when we can't have these men get their shit together because if they do, then we won't have a space or we won't have a place? What happens when that's the case? Because that's what it clearly is. If most of these people were concentrated on getting their shit together, rather than worrying about what a woman is doing with her actual freedom, we would have a way different space. But you have people here who specifically came here to actually poison these actual men on purpose. What happens when we can't have progress? Because if we have progress, that means that we can't have full time YouTube niggas. What happens when that's the case? What happens when nobody have any principle enough to just say some shit and be like, hey man, we got to be able to fucking fix this shit without these dudes. Now the level of principle is pretending like you don't have principle or nor sense. How does that work? How does that work when they're trying to destroy the actual men that we're trying to fucking advise to get out of this shit? Like, how does that work? How does that work? When you even got educated damn fools in here on the same thing that uneducated damn fools are actually on. How does that work? How does that work when you have philosophy majors and affirmative action hires at these colleges teaching bullshit ass subjects here on the same shit? How does that work? Is there supposed to be an end goal to all this? When is there supposed to be an end goal to all this? Because at the end of the day, I started to stream with very legit learning disabilities. But these people seem to be impervious to truth, impervious to actually moving, impervious to actually acting in a different format. And then they have the nerve to actually complain about things not working when they put in absolutely no work themselves on their own life, but they want to actually transfer it to women. What's the end goal here? Because if these people are clearly saying the same thing for 8 years or more, the only thing they're doing is getting men more and more stagnant and more concentrated on the problem that they can't solve because the problem wasn't solved in their generation either. So now you have this whole blind leading the blind type of bullshit going on. And you have to stop thinking that it's black specific. It is not black specific. What's going on, Smash Review? What's going on, man? It's not black specific. I wish it was. Nah, man, this shit ain't black specific. You got the same grifters in white manosphere, and I haven't really seen them in the Latin space or the Asian space all that much. But that's what it is. What's going on, code breakers? Oh, 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 oh. Hold on a second. Uncle Stu. Fatherly advice from Uncle Stu. Thanks for coming through, man. Hold on a second. Okay, that's actually him. Standing by. There we go. Yeah, man, but that's currently where we're at here. I mean, constant live streams on listening to a woman messing up. What's going on, complex design? But these are the people who actually think that they want progress for men. They only want progress for self. And the only way they can hold their progress to be certain is to keep things exactly the way it is. Again, it's the men who need to give up the power of complaining without action. That's what needs to happen here. Not the women giving up the power to engage in freedom. Men need to start engaging into their own freedom. The thing is that they don't want to go make money because they think if they go make money, then the woman's not going to want them anymore. If they have their own level of productivity, the type of women that they want don't respect the productivity piece. don't respect the skills and resources piece. So they're simultaneously holding themselves hostage to make themselves an easy kill for this actual woman. Yeah, indifference is the only way. This is the situation that they're setting up. They want to walk up to the woman all week just so that way they can get executed. Just like this.
Hey, homie, you need some help? Hey, homie.
That's what's normal to them. That's what they want to set up. They want to set up a situation just like that. They want to walk in all weak and broken so that way they can be destroyed. So that way they can have an excuse for losing. That's what they want. But see, they want to sit here and be around you while they do some stupid shit like that. Rael, man, that's a scary ass statement, dude. But that's where dudes are at, man. And it's crazy that you got other people just walking in and just giving this bullshit to these actual dudes, man. All this shit is pretty easy to learn at this point. You could just go to Chat GPT, which is free by the way, ask a question about some shit you don't know, and come up with a whole bunch of information, and the only thing you have to do is just read and understand the shit. Yeah, there was MC8. Yeah. But that's the problem. And then they'll jump on live streams and argue about nothing for hours on end. Yeah, what's going on, NYC? About 88, man. I ain't seen you here in a while. Hold on a second. Fuck, it's my phone. But that's currently where we at, though. Man, look. Man, to still look. Look, man. Bro. Yeah, they are putting themselves in mental bondage, which is their own problem. No, it really ain't everybody else's problem that they're doing that. It's their own problem. And the point is that they won't go in the field to die. They want to try to drag everybody else down with them. Nah, like they can't do that, DC man. Like they can't really do that because that's where their actual power actually resides. The power actually resides in trying to stagnate the entire group. Not that they can bring any type of benefit to the group because they keep pretending like they have to serve the woman first before they actually go get their own shit together. Oh, Erica, let me tell you, I I just left St. Charles, Missouri. They had a festival down there that I was just a part of. It was the same thing. Same thing. There's still a lack of actually applying oneself in the environment, and then trying to blame everybody else whenever they just step ahead of you. Yep, same thing. Like when I went down there to go visit my uncle because he lives in Chicago. Same thing. When he used to live on the south side, it was one story. And when he moved over there to the west side, it was a whole different story, whole different energy, whole different vibe, whole different everything. The moment he sold his house down there and just moved to another area of town, things were way different for him. And he'd been down there since like the 70s, going in and out of prison and all that, but he still kept going back to Chicago though. Yeah, code breakers, they have to because people are not educated there. And it's not just a black problem. The whites are not even educated enough to work there either. And it's not really about education. You got to have like the motor skills. You got to have all that kind of stuff to actually be able to be able to work in that actual environment. That is a hard environment to work in. That chip factory is a hard environment to work in. Extremely hard. Remember when you had a guy who came on? I forget who live streamed it was, but he was trying to make it look like it was just easy to go get one of those chip manufacturing jobs, and we pretty much just laughed him off the panel because he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. That's what that is. I know that some of those people actually work for those chip manufacturers in some of these prisons across the U.S., but that's still a hard actual job to actually do. Very hard. Yeah, but it's American labor at all, Rael. It isn't just black labor. It's all people in this country who are extremely underskilled. Because you have to remember, all those actual jobs was outsourced years ago. So when those quote unquote jobs are coming back to the United States for actual tax cuts and breaks, they're just going to bring the people from overseas who was doing the job over there over to here. They wanted the jobs to come back, right? Now the jobs came back. Now these people can't even engage into the jobs process. Why? You got to have a specific skill set in order to work in that environment. And most of those people just ain't got the skill set to be able to do that. Why you worried about what this woman doing in the environment? Other people are getting to the money. And I'm gonna tell you, these people gonna lock your ass out of them jobs the same way those Latinos lock those people out of the actual government job system. As soon as they got the ball, they locked out most white men out of those jobs. They locked out all of those white contractors out of those jobs. As soon as they had the ability to, they locked all of those white contractors out of those jobs. I remember 25 years ago, when I first seen them people over there building the actual satellites on Buckley Air Force Base, and them people were planning that shit then. They became the majority workforce, and the moment some of those people got their actual citizenship by having a clearance back there, they started getting the actual things to themselves. And then they start slowly but surely locking those people out of the environment so that way they can have a job. Yeah, it was all to the good when they had the ball in their hand, but the moment that those people got the ball in their hands, they locked them dudes out immediately. Hold on a second. There we go. All plugged in. But that's the problem. People want to be on this BS and nonsense online because they ain't got really nothing going on in their real life. What's going on, Inquisitive Prince? But that's currently where we are. These people come out of these environments shell shocked. They don't trust anybody. And the first person they do trust happen to be somebody who they shouldn't be trusting in the first place. Happens all the time. They come shell shocked out of these environments. Next thing you know, they think they're being helped by an actual individual who's doing nothing but feeding them their own pain. Next thing you know, this individual do not want to admit that they were wrong for following such individual. So now they just flounder and just stay in shock and try to overcompensate by being another one of these dudes million trying to spread this poison to somebody else. And the cycle continues. Yuri, what's going on, man?
What's happening, bro? What's happening, man? Yeah, it's just you I was looking at one of the comments that somebody I think it was DC saying that we don't have enough um, qualified people to do whatnot. Look, there's always gonna be a deficit of qualified people doing hard work. Compare from a jobs to a people perspective. The problem is that even the people that are struggling making, you know, 15, 16, 17, $18 an hour, I got a dozen people that bitch about the money they're not making, but at the same time, they don't want to skill up. So, and this is in my personal life, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
if it's that way in my personal life, we're dealing with that from a countrywide perspective. And to be perfectly honest with you, I said something where it's going to take time and mental rehabilitation to kind of get these people ready for stuff. The problem is the people that need the jobs don't have time to wait because we're dealing with a diverse population now.
Yeah.
So the white folks and African American folks that really need the jobs, they don't have time to wait because you got everybody else from Asia, from Africa, and everywhere else that are going to take their spot because they ain't trying to wait for nothing.
Yeah. And
Not to mention the Latinos. I mean, the Latinos over here got uh, the medical field when it comes to the entry level medical stuff. Your nurses, your front of the house staff,
yeah.
your medical assistants, they're all Latino now. Everybody, you know. So
Hey, look,
yeah, and they locking dudes out by saying, "Hey, we need people that speak Spanish," which means that everybody that don't speak Spanish uh, are at a strategic disadvantage. You know, so so yeah, it's
and
happening here in California and everywhere else. It's gonna come too. But go ahead.
I mean, but they don't understand that the skill and resource supremacy is dude. You got people here who are way more motivated to get to this work. Even in Mississippi, you're starting to see more and more Latinos show up
Yeah.
all over the city. I'm talking about these burnt out, these. Places, buildings that's been shut 20, 30 years are now open. Latinos in them doing whatever the hell they need to do there. And people starting to complain about the people actually just being there doing all the stuff that they could have done. And it's like, bro, this stuff is going to go to the people who are more actually skilled, and nothing is going to be held back for you. Like none of this
Correct.
stuff is for you. It's not yours.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. It's just it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like people, to be perfectly honest with you, Erica was saying that, well, you got computers and you got phones now. There's no excuse. Well, I understand and agree with her when she's saying that, but a low quality dude who's never been productive will make being non-productive the general standard. So
Yes, and a lot of these people don't even know that they can't compete until they try to leave and go somewhere.
correct,
And
correct,
and then like the group of or else the crop of people that they've been hanging around, like this
correct.
is how they get radicalized because they try to go into the real world and they can't compete. So they crash back into their previous environment, and now the only thing they have is all the talking points of all the people that misled them the entire time, and they're not competing either.
Right, but it's it's hard, bro, because when I talk to people that I'm trying to get productive and whatnot, you got a lot of people who are trying to keep them where they are. So it's always going to be that. We're always going to be fighting against non-productive people trying to get one or two or three or four people to be productive. It's always like that. And to be perfectly honest with you, that's why we have the 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 issue that we have. These industries have been like this from a quality candidate perspective for decades.
Oh yeah,
Decades.
oh yeah.
And
Like
it's
like what
going to stay
company
that way.
XO that talked about the airplane mechanic issue, like bro, they couldn't have like bro, they had a problem with airplane mechanics. Even recruiting them in the military, they had a problem with them. I
Yeah.
got out, when I worked at DIA for a while, for the actual, part time or whatever. Even they had a problem with airplane mechanics. I'm talking about these people making 90 grand coming out of the school, and they still couldn't recruit nobody. And you know who took it over? Latinos took it over.
Right.
And then, like, once the Latinos took over and they kind of locked everybody out, that's when they seen the jobs, when they were no longer available.
Correct. Correct.
All right, so let me address this comment on the screen. Mighty W. Let's put a name on this shit. Bernard Riley is a huge problem for this race. No, I disagree. I disagree. Because Bernard Riley, like Obsidian, like Art of More, like
Uh,
Art New Style, like
uh,
BGS More. Listen,
uh,
most of these people want to listen to that bullshit, man. Like that's what they want to listen to. And you don't need to be that. You don't even need to be that smart to orchestrate the show that he orchestrates. You don't need to be smart to orchestrate any of those actual live stream that those individuals orchestrate. What you have to understand is if you understand that you can actually get people at a certain low level to just eat out of your hands, what it is indicative to how stupid most black men are in this fucking space. That you got to feel good about yourself to see this woman being dumped on, to fucking listen to fake ass black conservatism, and this is the shit that you tune into every day. All it does is it highlights the failure of men overall. And I'm glad that these people are here, by the way, because it goes to show you this is exactly what people are on when given a choice. Remember, they come online, they talk all this shit about image, and then they turn around and they go into another level of bullshit online. They know there ain't no substance there. They know what's being talked about there, but at the end of the day, they want to feel like they're not the bottom of the pile. and these people provide that actual comfort for them. So I'll say this: look, the thing is that most of these dudes don't want to put the work in that's necessary to have a good ass fucking life. They just don't want to. And they always go to these actual individuals that provide the same type of show every day for them to feel better about themselves. You got to be okay with that shit too. Because at the end of the day, I don't feel bad that these motherfuckers are losing at this point. I got all the information that I need at this point. It's like when I was helping a homeless dude out one time. I seen him there. I'm like, all right, man, look, you clean out my truck, you get like $50. We go to like the Dollar Tree to go try to pick up supplies. This nigga's trying to holler at the bitch. I'm like, man, fuck this nigga, bro. I'm not gonna try to help this motherfucker if he ain't got no fucking place to stay and he's still trying to holler at women. Like, who the fuck am I trying to help here?
Right.
I could take this shit to some other small business person and go fucking get this shit done, man. Like, man, fuck this dude. Oh man, give me another chance. Another chance for what? Another chance, man. Fuck that. But that's just where we at, man. Like a lot of these dudes are happy where they're at, bro. And you have to make sure that these motherfuckers stay dead. Not just they're dying, that they stay dead. You don't help the motherfuckers out of it. You don't waste any more of your time on these motherfuckers. You don't you you don't try to help them with shit. At the end of the day, you need to be worried about yourself because this manosphere is about men's issues. It's not about the complain about Kesha entertainment bullshit. That's some shit that they wanted to come and do in place of getting their shit together.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to say this, but it seems like a lot of people here, man. They're like Gigas from Mortal Kombat 11 when he falls into the bottomless pit. At the yeah.
I was saved by a Leviathan. That's
All
what I
right,
was.
right, right. It's a never ending bottomless pit. Like it just falls forever. So shit.
What do they call it? Like the blood ocean or some
Yeah,
shit?
yeah, 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 man. It's just
And
uh,
that's just where we at, man. It's like, bro, at this point, man, bro, I would kill to have this fucking information at 17.
oh man,
Dude, I would
yeah,
kill to have this motherfucking information at 17, bro.
bro.
17 years old, I knew how this shit was gonna fucking turn out. I knew not to waste time on these dudes. I knew to just step over these dudes and keep rolling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
17?
Oh
Could you
man,
imagine being 17 right now?
oh bro.
Having access to all of this information?
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't even. Yeah,
Bro.
and we're here. See, here's the thing people don't understand. Like I brought e-commerce to this space. I was one of the people that brought some of the IT stuff in this space,
Yeah.
along with Black Brain Trust, and I mean we done talked about it. And I was doing that. I was doing that in 2019, 2020, like right right when we were supposed to be doing it. And to be perfectly honest with you, I had a I had a Udemy account filled with IT courses for oh shout out Complex. What's up, bro? Filled with CompTIA stuff, Cisco stuff, CCNA, uh, A plus network, security, CISA, like all this stuff. I was willing to quote unquote just community share it, and nobody wanted it. I'm like, well, shit, y'all can't tell me nothing about like not wanting to help. It's just some of you guys benefit off of this shit being ineffectual as fuck. Oh yeah, that was it. CCNA and CCNP code break, along with Network Plus and Security Plus and A Plus. Not to mention the cloud stuff I got later on.
Man,
You know,
look.
yeah,
Man, bro, you think that shit's embarrassing, man? I got these motherfuckers $1 million plans on how to get into trucking from like nothing,
Uh,
no experience, what to do step by step. People fuck that up too.
yeah, yeah,
I'm talking about deliberate and direct directions, not just go teach families and this shit and make, what I'm saying, their 6 figures doing that shit for families because it's guaranteed if you know what you're doing. Like
correct.
I told people that, man, go get yourself a truck that's paid off as your first truck. Oh, I don't want to do that. I got good credit, and then they get good credit, and they go in there and get one of these trucks, and then they're talking to me over the phone with needing to be lent $30,000. I'm like, man, click.
Yeah,
Fuck are you talking about, man? It's like, bro, I told you, I told you to buy trailers before you buy multiple trucks, man. It's better
yeah,
to secure $2,000-3,000 in a city than there is to be over the fucking road. The shit changed. And dude still didn't want to follow the directions. Still didn't want to do it.
yeah,
Still wanted to do it the hardest way possible. And it's almost like you literally have to present shit in the way of a hustle in order to get some of these dudes to actually listen
yeah.
to it. They have to feel like they're cheating somebody or they're getting away with some shit
Correct.
before they
Yeah.
can actually be actually interested in a process. As
These
long as it's the wrong process, by the
these people talk about black pill in this space. These people aren't black pill. They're they're selling you the failure pill. The black pill people are not selling you failure pills. These
way. No, they're not.
these people are doomers in disguise, bro. Like straight
Yep.
up, all of them.
Yeah, that's what they are.
All they're doomers in disguise. We gotta really talk about the fact that these people are not black pill.
No,
So
I mean, but they're not itmores. They're not none of this shit they're talking about. The only thing they want to do is attach themselves to these names and bastardize the actual names, so that way the names don't mean shit. It's kind of like how people, the same group of people, need to be explained what the fuck SBE is when that's all they fucking do. They
yeah,
need an actual live stream to explain it to them, so that way they can walk away from the definition.
yeah, yeah,
Same people said that Manosphere 1.0 didn't exist. The same
yeah,
person who said then later on that, you know what, I'm tired of this 1.0, 2.0 talk. He literally fucking said that shit. I think he made it a topic of conversation, man. And it's like,
yeah,
bro, listen, man, it's quite obvious that you need this damaged and failed environment to be here in order to survive. It's cool. We get it.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I mean, but at this point, talking about the women, man, I mean, man, this shit should get you stole on, man. For real. It's just, it, it's that stomach turning to see people on some damn bullshit like that in 2023.
yeah,
It's kind of like the dude who, like, you walk up to where you drive up to the gas station, and this dude is spraying God knows what on your goddamn windshield and washing it off. Like, dude, what are you doing, man? Like, bro, like, that's what windshield wiper blades are for, and the damn mist that comes out of it, man. Like, what are you doing?
yeah. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, bro, like if you have a library card in a blue state, you got everything you need. But I don't think people are even gonna go do that. I mean,
Nah, they don't, man.
you got corporate training they're giving people on Coursera and LinkedIn Learning and stuff like that. Shit that you gotta pay for. Thousands of dollars you gotta pay for, bro. You getting it? You getting it like that?
Yeah, or else, why not just go to certain people in the space when you got Coursera and motherfucking Udemy?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, why don't you go to your go-to guy within the fucking space with unverified fucking returns on investment rather than go to legitimate shit? Like, that's what I mean by people just don't not even caring about any of how this shit works, man.
Yeah. I know, I know. But yeah, it is what it is, man. Like, I'm the reason I'm kind of torn up about this is because people that are here in this country who are non-immigrants should really be tearing the fuck out of this. But
We should have locked these motherfuckers out of everything so that way they wouldn't have fucking been here, man.
Yeah,
could have been
but
fucking did this shit.
yo,
If it was
Black.
possible, bro.
Yep. Yeah, Black Curl just put it up. Free ebooks, audiobooks with a library card. I mean, there's more to it than that, Black Curls, but that's some of it. I'm just people
Yeah,
people people really don't understand what this is gonna be like in the next 4 to 5 years
I'll
when
tell
these
you, man.
when these jobs disappear and these people that are at the top of the food chain that were at the bottom freeze everybody the fuck out. Ain't nobody gonna have nothing to do after that.
I thought
UBI
it would have
for
happened
everybody.
by now. I thought it would have happened by now, man.
UBI for everybody's the only alternative, bro. That's it. Like you people that really can't produce and don't have no skills, don't want to get no skills, et cetera, et cetera. All right, we're gonna give you a crazy check with this UBI, and you're gonna sit the fuck down.
Nah, man, just move them all to Mississippi, man. Just build like skyscrapers along the fucking state highways and just fucking leave their ass out there, man.
Yeah, yeah. See, but this goes back to what me and Rael and Complex were saying. Yo, pop up, you guys. But this goes back to what we were saying on the Booker T. Washington thing. There's a reason that they hate Booker T. Washington so much, because if you're a Booker T. Washington person, you're taught to fight against ineffectual people,
Yeah, I mean,
and
cause that's
if that happens,
bigger of a danger than anything else,
and if
man.
and if that happens, all these bullshit ass academics got to find somewhere else to go.
Yes.
That's what it is. That's what it is, man. You get you basically destroy all these bullshit ology degrees minus biology, sociology, psychology, uh, criminology, like all these things, you know, uh, God, anthropology, like all these degrees that you can walk outside and get like experience in. You get rid of these things, which means all these bullshit people that are ineffectual as fuck got to do something else. Shout out Complex.
Yo,
Thanks for
bro.
popping up, bro. Appreciate you. And
Hey,
and
what's going on,
technically,
man?
you rebuild the situation based on absolute productivity and lack of bitch ass results.
Yes. That's what need to happen, man. Because a lot of these people they can't produce. They're nothing but consumers, and the only thing they can do is just keep up a whole bunch of nonsense, man. And a lot of these people's brains are not even formatted into actually, doing anything productive. Like that's why I started off the stream with like legit learning disabilities. Like that doesn't sound like any of this shit of people being drawn like a moth to a flame to bullshit ass conversations. Like there are legit learning disabilities, and flat out not doing it when the information ain't there. Also, fucking infinite ignorance shit like that. That ain't nobody else's problem but the person.
Yeah.
For real, it's kind of like Ray Alexander sent me a video about an older guy who was in trucking and how he made all these complaints about, oh, trucking and I'm always in my truck. I look at this truck. This is a brand new fucking truck. If you fucking know that you got $200,000 worth of truck, $50,000 worth of trailer, you know the minimum that you're gonna be able to drive the truck for is gonna be $4 or $5 an hour. But he's stuck in like the middle of the city. I'm like, dude, them jobs are gone. Them jobs have been gone for 5 or 10 years now. You're gonna have to get
Hmm.
yourself a used truck and a used trailer in order for you to roll. But these people think that they're too good for older equipment. It's like these people don't even want to play by a specific set of rules, and they keep losing. And the answer is very simple: adjust to the situation, and they flat out don't even try to do it.
Hey, MOT, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can 100%.
Yeah, we got you,
Okay.
bro.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah,
man.
that's kind of what I wanted to, I'm glad you said that, man. That's kind of what kind of drew me to come up here. I was hearing what you already was saying, just about the changing face and scope of industry and employment and all this kind of stuff. I don't know if everybody's paying attention to, between, the UPS. Let's see, it was UPS, the writers and actors, and there's automotive, the automotive industry. So between those three, at some point here, maybe late in the summer, we could potentially have up to 650,000 people out of work. Okay. Um, so what do businesses then do as a result of this? See, what I always kind of look at these times and situations as these are at the times where corporations try to force their hand to move in a direction that's more profitable for them. And this is why you have these stalemates, right? And these stonewallings that are going on. And you know, depending on where you sit or where you lie, there could be opportunity in it for you, right? So for example, if UPS they don't square all this kind of stuff up with their part-time workers, I forgot who all of the people that are affected by this, but you know what happens here is that it opens up a lot of business to be contracted out because I think as of next week, the drivers may stop driving, and that's going to be a bad thing, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
So
it already has happened. Like when I was driving from
it did it
St.
already.
Joseph. Yeah, like when I was driving this morning from St. Joseph to St. Charles in Missouri, every UPS facility that I passed, nothing but trucks and trailers, nobody operating on the
Oh
actual
man.
ramps, nobody's
Oh man.
anywhere. I passed by a Warner facility, a Snyder facility,
Hmm.
a Swift Knight facility,
Hmm.
trucks parked, trailers parked. I'm talking about normally you wouldn't even be able to see that. The whole thing was full of trucks and trailers.
Look, you got
None of the
those
shit's
guys from
moving.
Yellow. Those guys from
Yes.
Yellow, man, losing pensions. I do.
Yep.
Yo, dude, this is crazy. And it's just like, you know, everybody gets enthralled by these cover stories, man. Some chick that like fakes her abduction, and, you know, some chick who's like, I want to go to the sperm bank and get frozen pops. You know what I mean? And it becomes the talk. But I don't know if that should really be the talk.
Nah. I mean, but
You
they're
know what I'm
trying to make
saying?
it to talk. I
Right.
mean, but they're trying to make it to talk complex so that way they could be a part of the conversation. Like
I mean,
that's
but
why
with
they
the
do that. To be quite
but
honest.
MOT, like, that's what I mean. You say the conversation. I don't know if that is the conversation, right? Like, dude, like, so I'll bring it close to home, right? Well, two examples. One, just one that was just happening over like the last hour and a half. Me and Mike been texting back and forth, right? He got a new e-scooter, man, real nice joint, right? Getting like components for it and stuff, and I'm, you know, we're kind of going back and forth saying, yo, like, look at this, you know, maybe look into this and all that. And he takes it out today, and then people are just like, yo, like, what is that? Right? It's a new method and a form of movement and mobility, right? And what we have to start to look at is new forms and new ways of doing things, right? Because the economy is changing, because of all these various changes. I mean, just talking about bullshit, I guess that's cool for entertainment's sake. Really ain't gonna do shit. Well, if you accept cash apps and super chats, I guess it's gonna do something for your pockets, but nothing substantial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now, just to bring it now, in you know, transparency, right? So my sister is affected by all of the writers and the actor strike right now.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you saw the interview that Fran Drescher. She's the president of the, I think the Screen Actors Guild. She's president of it. And some of the things that the industry is facing, and we're talking about people like that are like performers, and then people that do ancillary stuff, right? And the you want to know what the driving, the wedge, like the issue with all of it is? You want to know?
What's that? AI?
It's AI, yeah, AI, and well, technology. So one, it's like the streaming services, for example, right?
Okay.
So how people are getting paid out based on a per stream and all that kind of stuff. Think about it how it used to be with the television and cable model, right? when it got aired, you basically you knew what was getting paid every time it aired, right? And then you had syndication and all that, and you always kind of knew the money that was coming, right? But with the streaming services, like they're data junkies, right? And they're not going to share all that kind of stuff. So now people's checks is coming in from streaming services, and they're like $2, $8 and stuff. And they're like, what the hell? You know what I mean? And so there's no clear transparency on how much their stuff is being actually viewed and all that, because they don't want to share the data. Then you have AI. AI can essentially it can digitize your likeness and your voice.
Yes.
Okay, it could do that. So yeah, James Earl Jones, he just licensed his voice out so it could be used in movies like after he passes. Tom Hanks did the same thing with his likeness. So when he passes on, they can still you can have movies with Tom Hanks in it, quote unquote.
Oh shit.
Right? So
Tom Cruise is probably next, and it's probably gonna be the fucking end of it.
well, yeah, and it's kind of like this is what's really cracking, dude. And I'm not even trying to be like a Debbie Downer. Don't even put me on no BGS shit, y'all. Don't do that shit. Because
never.
I'm the type of dude that's like, man, look, what we need to do is get in where we fit in. Right? That's what the brain trust has always been about. That's kind of been our whole point of being on YouTube to begin with. Because this was something we saw coming down the pike, this whole fourth industrial shit. People want to know, well, what is AI going to actually do? Well, we're seeing it now.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's just impossible to me that any creative art job, like most of my recent thumbnails, like I don't know how to draw at all. Like I'm a mean stick figure making motherfucker.
Man, me
Boy,
too.
let me tell you. But man, what I could do with Midjourney by just typing in a descriptive paragraph and getting something that's better than what artists can create in like
Man,
seconds versus weeks.
it's crazy, dude. It's like, yo, man, like, because look, I thought it was weird. I thought it was kind of crazy, dude, when I started like hiring people off Fiverr to do shit. Right, like, and I'm thinking like, okay, man, I just paid this dude like $60 to do this, man. I'm like, am I ripping this dude off? But then where he's at, he's like, shit, you know what I can do with $60?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's these are the effects of globalization, even. You know what I mean? Like, even as an entrepreneur, you still leverage globalization, like the advantages of it, man. Like, man, it's kind of like at a certain point, man, we gotta become indifferent to this shit and figure out where we fit in. That's what I'm saying. I don't know whether you're good, where you think is good, whether you think is bad. I'd say there's good application and there's not so good application, right? But if we're doing it for ourselves, right, and for our own institutions and stuff like that, I think we could choose the intent. You know what I mean? That's my thought on it.
Yeah, I mean, look, people that are for this are gonna say that there's good applications because they're trying to pitch that. People that are against it are gonna say that there's gonna be bad applications. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't like it a lot, but to be perfectly honest, there's not much we can do. We're gonna have to deal with the displacement part of this, regardless of how we look at it. That's the one thing we know is going to happen for sure.
But is it displacement, right? Because like I'm specifically in the IoT side of things, right?
Sure.
And so there's like all these new opportunities and stuff, dude, like off the IoT side of things that doesn't even require you to be kind of like a techie per se. It just really requires that you're like an entrepreneur with an interest in something. Say, for example, like restaurants or food, right? You wanted to start a restaurant or something, right? Now is as good a time as any because you could just launch like a dark kitchen or a virtual restaurant.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So you actually, it actually makes it easy for you to do it because you can do it without actually having to have a restaurant.
Correct.
I know it sounds crazy, y'all, but look that up, virtual kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. So I mean, it's like, how are we looking at this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? How are we looking at it? Like I said, man, the brain trust has been spent the better part of 5 years now trying to like lay this on people because to let everybody else tell it, right? It's some doom and gloom shit,
Sure.
right? To let everybody else tell it, I'm kind of like, well, depends on how you see things. Depends on what you
Right.
know.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So, you know.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. You know, it's
Yeah, but it's just that a lot of these people were like ineffective on actually moving anyway. And then you have like
Yeah,
a major
yeah.
change that's going to sweep up the people that's not even, that's going to sweep up the people who are able to kind of move.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like in a global system, you're going to have people who just come over here with the company. It's kind of like how Toyota does.
Yeah.
Toyota brings all of their people from actual and Honda does too. They bring all their people from Japan and lock everybody out of the actual managerial jobs and just have
Well,
everybody being frontline workers in
yeah,
the actual place.
yeah. It's the bean counters and the chief engineers, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody else, like mid management down, you could be American.
Yeah. Pretty
Yes.
much. Pretty
But
much.
beyond that, though, no. No,
Yeah.
it's all
No, no,
Japanese.
no, no, not at all. Yeah, but that's what it is. That's what it is, and people don't even understand that. It's like I found it out like when I was working, in the container industry, like when I first started. And I go to all these places like Toyota, like Toyota has a huge plant in like Georgetown, Kentucky. So I used to take
Mm.
shit from Detroit all the way down to Georgetown, Kentucky. And I would go in there, I'm like, where's all the fucking leadership? And like, not only did the leadership was separate from the actual people, they would refuse to speak English to the fucking workers.
Damn.
And I'm like, man, this is wild. And
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
got to roll up on them like Konichiwa bitches.
Right.
yeah, and it was like, wow, those people really locked them the fuck out of all that
Well,
stuff.
they have to ensure continuity of product, right? Japanese, especially when it comes to automotive and stuff, they're very, very, very strict
Yeah.
on maintaining standard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're very insular about processes,
Correct.
and I don't blame
And
them.
um, I mean, because they want their shit to work. Like, they don't have time for American incompetence and all that kind of other shit,
Right.
man. Like, they ain't got time for that shit, man.
Yeah. That's
Dude, they
true.
got time for their shit to work. They got time for their shit
Yeah,
to operate.
you don't find them contracting a bunch of shit out. What they do is they contract to other units within like the larger global corporation,
Correct.
Yeah, that's
right? So like
exactly how it works.
some sister company, right? That
Yep.
supplies like maybe plug dongles or something like that. You know, supply
Yeah, like
chain
that's
stuff
how I
basically.
realized it. Like they stopped using like China a long time ago. Like that's when I first started
Oh
seeing
hell yeah, yeah.
the Vietnamese shit show up from like from Vietnam, and I'm like,
Hmm.
what the
Dude,
fuck? It's like,
have you heard of a company called VinFast MOT?
yeah, yeah, I have, yeah,
You have. That's a Vietnamese electric car company. There's one right down the street
yeah,
from me. Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah.
just what you were just saying, the Vietnamese are in on it now.
And the Vietnamese is a lot more slick about it too. They're a hell of a lot more smart about it too. They're smart about how they're smarter than China about how they do the shit as well.
Well, shit. They were able to get an EV brand launched in the U.S. You name me one Chinese EV brand outside of BYD
Man,
that's here.
I can't name one. Like I didn't even know that there was more than one. I thought that was the only one.
Well,
If
there's
there
a
was
bunch of them.
multiple ones,
They were slated to come, but Trump put a halt on that shit. So
Yeah. They were trying to come with like Neo and some of the other ones were
Neo
trying to.
and
Yeah. And
um, Geely and I'm trying to remember the
yeah.
other ones.
Yeah. There's a couple of them. There's yeah. Let me see. Yeah. But they were blocked, so it don't even matter at this point.
yeah. But
Right.
here's another thing about people.
Geely's the company that bought Volvo.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so they thought that they would be able to get in because of the previous supply chains, but because all of the technology and everything that was done was not like Swedish, I guess you could say. And Volvo
Yeah.
is actually, it's under the Geely brand, and it's actually the Geely manufacturer that's producing the cars. It blocked them too.
Yeah, I think the two that I was reading about were Neo and Xpeng.
Xpeng,
X,
that's another one.
yeah,
Yeah.
Xpeng. So yeah, look, man, they
All right.
they're
All right.
Yeah,
All right. Let
Xpeng.
me address this comment in the chat here. Tech has been displacing workers for decades now. Is one of the drivers for income equality.
what?
That's
I,
I'm
uh,
like
Really?
I mean, I mean, they're displacing workers if you don't got nothing to do but just be a grocery bagger at a grocery store, or do some low level
actually
work
like
like
not
that.
skilling up is the driver
Yeah,
of income equality.
hundred
Well,
I mean,
percent.
like,
I literally just addressed that. I was saying, so like for
yeah,
example, like your new would be restaurant. What do they call it? A restaurantrepreneur,
pure, yeah.
The virtual kitchen
restaurantpreneur.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really
That
don't
you
like
would.
the way that shit is spelled. By the way, I can't stand fucking looking
Yeah,
at
I don't either.
virtual
But
underscore.
You mean
you would
restaurateurs?
restaurateur. There we go.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
yeah. I
I
got
knew
you.
I
I
was
got
saying it
you.
wrong.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, restaurateur. Okay, so like a would-be restaurateur would now look to leverage a digital platform to launch their brand. Number one, it's way more cost effective, right? The
I mean, like,
requirements are greatly reduced. I mean, that's what it really, like I said, it's a matter of perspective and how you see how your modern day industries are going to shift and transition over, and then what you can then do to integrate yourself into that. Like I said, it's a shift in thinking. That's why it's like, well, when there's these kind of like global shifts, technological shifts, there's always going to be, I don't want to call it inequality, but there's going to be a shaking out because some people don't have either the present skill set or don't have the ability to upskill to keep up.
Yeah,
This happens with every industrial swing.
and yeah, and my retort to people who are college people in this space is skilling up doesn't happen with a college degree. And I'll stand on my square when I say that.
I mean,
Skilling up,
unless you're going for like a specific like
uh,
medical type shit,
unless
maybe, maybe.
unless you go into some medical field or some JD shit or something like that, or even like a biotech thing.
Mhm.
In the technological field, the degree is not the way
It's
for
not.
continuous improvement.
It's not. I don't have a degree, and I'm in the IoT sector. I don't have one.
Yeah,
I'll,
yeah.
right. I just what it was. It was on the job training, working for Bert. That's how I
Boom,
learned
there it is. There it is.
it. Okay,
There it is.
I'll keep it real.
Yeah,
And I
there it
have
is.
an MBA that is practically fucking useless. I've got it in two places now. So
Right,
join the club.
Practically.
right.
Yep. But
Right.
like a lot of people want something that's easy to do because like they're just easy to get people in these schools, easy to graduate them, and now the word is out that this shit just don't lead to no tangible career field. You're just going to be a guy with a little bit longer name, and yes, it's still going to be broke. So
Yeah.
you're still not getting around the actual skills piece. You're not.
Yeah. Going back to J.K.'s comment, I don't really think people really understand how hard it is just to stay current in the world. If you're not really pushing forward and stuff like that, and you're not staying current, it's over, man. It really is. And now these people that want to give an excuse as to why people really ain't doing much, they could call this income inequality and all this other kind of stuff. But in life, when it comes to making money and being congruent and all that kind of stuff, ain't nothing is ever owed to nobody, man. That whole thing that you can compete with a high school diploma with no forward prospects is gone. And the the quicker people can understand that, the quicker people can either decide to be on the program or get run the fuck over, because nobody's really
Well,
waiting for anybody else.
Iori, I will give one
It's cold
caveat
as
to that.
fuck, but at the same time, it is what it is. Go ahead, Consul.
Well, Iori, I'll give one caveat to that. Now, a guy like an Elon Musk, like he recruits for different reasons, right? So
Sure.
if you go onto like the Tesla website or you go on to like the SpaceX website, there's jobs there, dude. Like you could get with a goddamn GED. You have to be 18.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is that they recruit for different reasons, right?
Sure.
There's different skill sets. Like a lot of kids are, let's keep it real, they're too smart for school, so may have dropped out, but
Correct.
may be perfect to learn some shit at Tesla, for example, as a job function,
Correct.
right? So bare minimum, because of state requirements, like let's say like here in California, they're gonna need a GED bare minimum,
Yeah.
and they'll take that.
Yeah.
What's going on, Citizen Lou? What's going on, man?
What's up, Citizen Lou?
Yo,
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Ah, man, we happy to have you up here, bro. Cook.
Oh man, yeah. I like being up here, man. I was listening, but in and out, man. Yeah, I was talking about some tech, but yeah, man. You said to keep them, yeah, to keep them stupid
Yeah,
type design.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, bro. This shit so crazy, bro. It is what it is, though, man. You just see what it is. You see, they don't like. I think like Complex was saying, they want to talk about. They want to argue about how many years old girl she should have 50, 60 years in prison for lying, and they want to talk about all this other bullshit. Why they can't pay their light bill or their Wi-Fi bill or their phone bill about to get cut off. I mean, it's just I mean, it just is what it is, man. I ain't man, bro. I was listening to some shit. They was over there on Bernard. They was over there talking about that damn Florida curriculum. Oh, they took the stream down, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, but who are these niggas? Like, like it's like what's going on? Like,
Yeah, man.
but
Look.
I mean, but the same show is presented every day. It's like there, if you're still there, it's like you know clearly there's nothing that's going to be going on that is progress based because everything is based on the same conversation happening every day. I mean, it is the obsidian formula, and it does work, and it does bring in, I guess, what you call revenue. But I can't be that embarrassing of a person to keep putting on that type of show, man. I can't do it.
yeah, that's just too much chucking and jiving for me. I just can't do
Yeah.
it. Too much
It says
having
well,
white.
thank for the $10 super sticker, but go ahead, man.
No, I'm with you on that, man. It's just like like you were saying, somebody I think you mentioned another panel, another stream you were talking about like the YouTube analytics is God. Like if it's all about the views. They don't care about they don't care about anything else. And that's the thing about like you said these fake black conservatives because it's all about the views. It's not. It's they don't talk about shit else, but just complain. Just some bullshit. Just whatever the black woman doing. It's just I don't know, man. It's just some goofy shit.
Yeah, I mean, the Black
I
Women's
really hate
Sports
talking
Center,
about
man.
this shit.
Yeah,
To be
Black
honest, I
women.
really hate this shit
Dun,
for
dun,
real.
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah,
yeah,
What's going on, gentlemen?
yeah, man. ESPN, man. The place where you can find out if the black woman's fucking up or not. Here's a hint: she's still fucking up.
Ironically enough, that's something I came up. I'm gonna be real brief, but I came up to speak about. So there was a group of young gentlemen today, young teenage boys, kind of quasi harassing these little 22-year-old girls, running around, shucking and jiving, making noise in the neighborhood. One of my neighbors came to them. And so I came because I was like, yo, y'all can't. I understand you young men are in public, but you don't understand. He pays rent for this at this apartment complex. Even though it's a public space, it's public for quiet consumption. So don't make this white man call the cops on you. The reason I did that was because unfortunately, a lot of young black males born 1975 and after are majority raised by women, so they do tend to have those tendencies where they, when a man with authority is speaking to them, they don't listen. They just immediately, but da 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 da. And so, unfortunately, as grown ass men, we have to show them the stoicism. The other danger of that is whilst I was there, my boys was in the barber shop. They was like, "See, man, that's why I don't say nothing because you'll end up having to put hands on one of these boys." And it was true. I damn near did have to almost put hands on one of those boys. So I understand about that. But in those circumstances, we can do things like call the cops on those little dudes, and I promise you, they'll go scattering if you pull out your phone and be like, "I'm calling 911 right now." But what ended up happening was that's an example. The next thing I did was I pulled out my phone and I said, "Young brothers, why don't y'all do yourself something? Go get some money." So I showed the young brother what I'm about to make next month off of a transaction that me and Marty McFly just did this month, which is $15,000. Right. So, now immediately they went asking me, "Oh, can I get $100?" Now I should have responded, "Are you a pretty bitch? Because if
Oh,
you're a pretty bitch, yeah." But I said no. He said, "Could I get $10?" I said no. He said, "Why?" I said, "Because you're a man and nobody has shit for you, youngin. But I will gladly take you under my wing if you keep coming back around and teach how to make money like me. But you're not these two pretty chicks right here. See them? If they ask me for $100, they could possibly give me some head. So I might be willing to give them that. You ain't got nothing I want, young man, except the fact that you're another young black man that I'd rather not see going through these pitfalls." So I think a lot of what the conversation should start being is we should start coming back, being braggadocious about the shit that we're actually out there as men doing,
nah,
even if it's a
nah,
small win.
nah, dude, not in front of these fucking reptiles. Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Shit, I ain't man. These people know a motherfucking thing. Shit, I like, hey man, look, I'm struggling just like you.
Oh no, I'm
Nah,
not even talking about the
nah.
money,
No,
but
I'm
in
talking about, but you don't need to be stunting on these crazy ass motherfuckers, man. You don't know
oh
what's
no, I'm
inside
not
these chicks'
stunting.
head.
What I'm doing
You,
is I'm telling these young men there's another way, right? Because if somebody would have done that for me, I wouldn't have fell through certain pitfalls. So it takes somebody to stand up and do it. No, I'm not trying to say we need to be out there saving Keisha or Keisha's fucked up babies. But I know I'm gonna be here for another 20, 30 years too. And so are them crazy motherfuckers. And if at 10 and 15 they doing this, at 25 and 35 they willing to knock me over the head or be like that nigga who went on Facebook Live and shot the 80-year-old man in the face because Keisha got him fucked up in life.
what?
So it's gonna take
Yeah, that,
me.
that, that happened in Cleveland. That happened a while ago.
What?
Yeah,
Man, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
that
So
that's some
instead
That
of
wild
letting
shit.
them take those chances, I'll take the penitentiary chances and talk to these little niggas today. And if I gotta whoop a little nigga ass, I promise you I will embarrass them little niggas because I will pull their pants down and spank them like they daddy should have. I ain't even gonna box them little niggas.
what's going on, man?
no, yeah, man. Like, yeah. All right,
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
but you
So
know
what?
what
Hey,
though?
well, I'll tell you like this.
What you
I'm
Hey, well,
want?
look, I
completely
gotta.
secure
Hey,
in
y'all.
mine, so I ain't not
No,
worried
no,
about
no,
none of that.
no,
Whoa, what's
no,
going on? We know what
no.
we
I don't
talking
mean
about.
no.
No,
I don't mean like in that way. I'm just like I mean
Uh,
I might
Uh,
have
uh,
lost.
uh,
I might have lost what you were saying. Like what you talking about spank? You talking about spanking some? You talking about what happened to them kids you were talking about earlier that was
yeah,
trying to
them
talk to the
little
woman?
boys, instead of them being, because they were running up on the women too. And, they're black women, they don't know how to interact, so they're interacting the wrong way. That's making the boys think they're enjoying the interaction. These women don't know shit. That's why we're there to correct them. I'm old enough to be these girls' father,
I don't know
right?
about
At
that,
40,
Alfonso.
at 40 years old. Well, I do. And that's
all
why
right,
I did it.
well,
all right,
I'll
that's
tell you
cool,
like
man.
this, man. I'm like this, man. I got a little one, and we're actually about to go on a scooter ride to go get some ice cream, man. So I wanted to just chop it up with the fellas for a minute before I go hang out with my baby cake.
All right,
So
man.
Yeah,
Salute
y'all
to
man.
have a
y'all.
good
I
rest of the
just,
evening, man. I'll
I
listen
said
in.
it. I cool complex. I man, have a nice one. You know,
No doubt, brother.
All right.
Peace.
it, like when I'm dealing with young folks, man, I just tell them motherfucker what's up and how the shit actually works, and
Okay.
they see that I'm not even fucking lying to them at all. Like, cause you have to understand, these people get lied to a lot about everything. They mad as fuck. They behind like a motherfucker. They see people just breezing past them, and they don't see a way for them. Like that's why they be raging out and doing all this crazy ass shit because they don't see a way for the motherfucker stuff. And then when you just give them a fucking like, look, man, this shit ain't even that hard. You get out of school, you go here, and this is what you do. You get lost, give me a call. Boom. Next thing you know,
Mm.
whole different outlook, whole different everything. You ain't even gotta do nothing but just tell them like, look, the shit is temporary. No one is ahead of you. The only thing you got to do is just go to fucking school. Oh, well, this shit, I'm like, nigga, this shit don't even mean nothing. Long as you got something to fucking eat, they've done your job. Long as you got a place to stay at, they've done their job. All this other trying to fit in with all these stupid motherfuckers don't even mean shit. I told them, look, I just went to my 25th class reunion a couple years ago. You don't want to know what the popular motherfuckers are doing right now. They ain't shit. They didn't turn out to be anything after fucking high school. So those
Yeah,
people who you
nothing.
worried about impressing don't really mean shit, dude. Just get to the fucking money. Most people are not gonna get to the money any fucking way.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's a fact. I mean,
that is a fact.
I remember looking at like the it was like this boys and girls club I did. They had like the Mr. and Miss Popular. I think the girl she got like 3, 4 kids, and
Yeah.
and the dude he in jail right now for murder. So I mean that's just hey, I mean it ends up like that. But you know what, MOT? When Alonzo said something, I kind of wanted to push back on that. I actually agree in some form or fashion in quote unquote flexing. Not per se like Jordans and jewelry and chains, but I mean I do think that showing the youth or younger people success, however, or however way you want to do it, you know what I mean? Maybe not like in a, like I said, grills and gold chains
Oh
and
yeah.
not
Yeah,
per
that's
se
stupid shit.
that,
Yeah.
but you get what I'm saying? Not per se that, but I think there's other ways you can do it, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Just like as a mark, as a way to market it to the younger people to get them into certain fields and show that there's ways to get to the money. Because if you just say what I mean, like I don't know, I'm not like me. I'm like I said, I'm a programmer or whatever, but I don't just love it. You know what I mean? I'm not like a I don't just wake up and think about just code all day and different
Yeah.
algorithms and data structures. So that's not me. I'm not that type of guy, but I do enjoy the money, the autonomy, the work from home. It's not. I'm not at the warehouse where they just cracking a whip on me and I got to stand for 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah, a key
Yeah.
card in, key card out, can't leave the building. Yeah, that type of stuff.
you get what I'm saying? Like
Uh,
you clock in a minute late and you lost what 30 minutes off your hours or something like that.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
bullshit. So
Uh,
I don't know. I kind of agree with that in a way about flexing. I know the term flexing has such a a nigga connotation to it that you know what I'm saying. But you
Yeah,
know what
because
I'm saying.
these dudes have messed it up, man. They messed it up for everybody.
Big
But
facts.
yeah, but this send this on the screen by DC Codebreaker. Green sector. Anybody know anything about that? Anybody in the green
No,
sector? I don't.
Mhm.
I'm not. I mean, not. I mean, that's the thing about tech, though, man. Tech has you can be in anything in tech. You could be in like you said, the green sector, the military industrial complex, private company. You could do all type of stuff with tech. I don't. I've never worked. I'm not too sure what you would look for to be in the green sector. Is it like would it be like the Department of Energy type jobs? Or are you talking about like?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure. Would boot camp help these young? I think so. You know what? I'll say
Yes,
this.
yes,
Yes.
yes. I do think
yeah,
so.
I think so.
There was
I
a
think so.
book called it was called Magician Lover Warrior whatever and what was it King, and it was just pretty much saying every culture, every like successful culture, the young men have a form of rite of passage, like like the Jewish boys, they get bar mitzvahs and stuff like that when they become when they transition into manhood. And I think the military in a lot of ways helps fill that void because you pretty much are you know what I mean. So yeah, I agree. Sticking my career, I think boot camp would help. I don't know if we should have mandatory military. I don't know if I'm all the way with consignment. I don't know if I'm all the way on board with that, but I kind of do see the benefits of it, of
Yeah.
military.
Well, here's the thing. The
Yeah, I'm
moment you have
on
a
board with
mandatory
the
draft,
mandatory military.
yeah, like the moment you have a mandatory draft, you'll never have another fucking war in this goddamn country. Never, never. Like if they had to draft people off the streets to go fucking pay to go be a part of Iraq and Afghanistan, dude, there ain't no telling what these people would have came back with. There ain't no telling what would have been of, what I'm saying, McVeigh in the United States if those people were just vacuumed off the street and made to go out there on some bullshit like that. But I think like at least like the boot camp shit, I think like the summer after high school should totally be that. The three
Oh, okay,
months
I see what
before
you're saying.
actual school, just keep the schools open and just teach these motherfuckers some life skills, just targeted, just life skill shit. They should have been doing that. But at the end of the day, damn, it's just that
Yeah, they're
I feel
not
like
doing
the
shit
basic
else in the
training
summer.
shit. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, bro, like the two motherfuckers got motherfucking killed like the night graduation happened in my small ass class of like 70 some people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, like if these people knew that they had some shit to do, like come to some actual skills and shit, but that shit should have been integrated into the actual school itself. Like I think like this ROTC shit, like some of that shit should be in in the actual education itself. It shouldn't be something that's separate because you're all members and part of this country anyway. So it would be a good idea to make people like on some Israel shit, man. Like, look, y'all all your asses can get called up, man. So
Yeah, they
you
do
got to
got
stay,
mandatory.
yeah, 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 like abreast of what was going on. And and the going is right. Vietnam did show motherfuckers that that whole drafting motherfuckers off the street shit don't work because
No,
all
that
the
shit.
rich people ain't going to war. They go find bullshit reasons not to
Heel
go.
spurs.
Yes. Yeah, I do agree with that. I agree with the concept, but it's like how it's going to play out is a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
My
it's like
idea would be to like actually hold the schools open after, what I'm saying, they graduate 12th grade, that's mandatory before you even go to actual college of any sort. I would hold motherfuckers diploma until they actually went through a school like that during the summer and make that shit mandatory. But other than that, I don't know how they would be able to even get that shit off the ground.
I think that's too late. I think you should do it when they're on their way to high school.
You mean like seven, eight? Well, like seven, eighth grade kind of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Because in high school is where you're gonna develop all your shit. And in high school, as an adolescent, I'm 2 years from 18, man. At 18, I know everything. And my cousin is 17, and his big brother is 18, and he got an apartment. So I know everything I need to know in the world. They don't know he got an apartment due to disability because his daddy left him some military benefits. But, they don't know how real life works yet. So if you get that discipline instilled in you at an old but young enough age, it is, and this is something that I said in the past on another, ironically enough, pro black panel, and the men fought me about we as black men need a rite of passage because we don't have one. It's just from 17 and then at 12:59 a.m. Hey, you're a man. Well, what does that even mean? I don't know. I was just your baby yesterday.
they have pseudo rites of passage. You know, joining gangs, um, being a baby daddy. Like some of those are like
No,
they got
no,
pseudo rites of
no,
passage.
no, no, going to jail for bullshit reasons.
Right,
Getting
right.
talked
Yeah,
into shit by older
how could I forget?
motherfuckers.
Right.
Yeah,
Go
yeah. I mean, but Alonzo, but you got to understand that you can't talk about productive things around people who are inherently
Right.
unproductive. Like pro blacks are not productive people. They're just fucking not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't give. I mean now they are on some collective benefit shit. but they're not on some collective putting in work shit because they're not their job. Their job is to procreate kids, and it's somebody else's job to be the finishing school for the actual kids that they procreated. Like that's how they look at life as some conky bitch ass nigga or a nigga just on the couch, and a productive man is just gonna go do all this shit for him because we all black at that point. After the kid get here and everything. So
No, it ain't finna work like that.
nah, and
Hell no.
I mean, but that's what they're on though. They're not really on trying to work with anybody. That's why they want to work with black people only, because so that way shit don't ever fucking work right, and you just gotta be able to move beyond those actual conversations. Let's go on, keep it techie.
Oh, what's up, Keep It? What's up, bro?
What's happening?
Yeah, yeah. You said a DOE. That's what I was thinking. That was probably the only thing I could think of when you talk about the
Department of
green
Energy
sector.
can never fill their fucking job, ever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's the only. That's literally the only thing I could. When you say the green sector, it's probably more, but that's the only. That's the first thing that came to my mind was DOE.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking was in the environmental or energy sector.
Yeah,
Oh, what's the EPA in that one too?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Environmental.
Environmental
yeah, yeah,
Protection
Yeah,
Agency.
environmental
yeah.
protection. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure they probably got some openings too. But like I said, man, you could. I mean, I know they need like cybersecurity people. 'Cause
Oh,
that's. I
all the
mean,
time. Yeah,
yeah, the DOE. I mean, that's critical infrastructure. So yeah, I mean, that's. Sometimes you just got to know where to look, though, right? Or you got to know what you're looking for.
yeah. What's going on, She we here? What's going on, man? Thanks for
What's
joining the
going on,
panel.
fellas?
What's up? What's up, She? What's up?
What's happened,
What's
fam?
going on? Yeah, that rites of passage thing y'all talking about. I mean, I think it should be going into like your ninth and 10th grade year because just like Alonzo was pushing to, and a lot of guys were talking about, that whole point of you feeling like you grown at a certain age to a point right at 18, that's when you get that whole you grown, get out type of talk. I mean, ninth, 10th grade, that's when they should be pushing that, productive piece, teaching them certain things, going into the environment. So getting them ready for it when they become adult or to a degree at 18, even to the point of going to the military, going to college. Some schools promote going to college and they giving you all these courses and classes to try to teach you how to socialize with people and do some type of environmental work, but a lot of kids don't go for them. Even with me with sports, a lot of times when I was in sports, that kind of taught me a lot of stuff about reality and life. Hell, being on the teams and dealing with the coaches, because a lot of coaches were giving life lessons to a lot of the dudes who didn't have fathers and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's
That's how I found the military is such an easier thing because them like most of my coaches were like from the military, so they didn't play that shit. They didn't let you be late. They didn't let you fuck up anything. And like going to the military, you mess something up and everybody's in trouble and all over your motherfucking ass. So it's like those are things that can be taught just not by coaches. It can be integrated into the school, but I don't know with all these weak ass teachers that they be hiring if they gonna even have the skill set to even
That
teach
won't be
them.
allowed to be integrated into the school because it's a public facility. Unless we have private schools like Umar Johnson's. I mean, like real schools that are privately owned. Then, like the Jewish community has, then we can do that. However, because they're public schools and they're regulated, they're not. They're only made. Their public schools' only job is to pump out the janitor for Popeyes. Other than that, they're going to give you no holistic life skills that you can use, other than to pick things up and put them down and move them up back and forth, especially due to automation
Uh,
and technology.
the cream always rise to the top. I mean, they have certain programs. I mean, I've been to not just in my neighborhood, but certain schools when I used to wrestle and talk to them guys. Man, they had a lot of different programs in like the upper echelon areas working with those kids. So I mean, it can be done. It's just the
Oh,
funding.
oh
That's the
yeah, man,
biggest
bro.
thing.
Like in the burbs, bro. In the burbs, hey man, look, them community leaders and all that shit, man. They keep them motherfuckers busy as shit. Like the mathnasium motherfuckers and all that kind of shit. Like, dude, they keep them dudes busy and up to date and up to speed with shit. But like when you go into like the lower income community shit, they don't really take education all that seriously, and they definitely not gonna take no professional work all that seriously because everybody around there they just don't give a fuck about professional shit like that. And they look. look a certain kind of way. They think that you're talking down to them or being down on them or whatever. But that's why I just say, man, you just got to get people where you can get them, man, because a lot of these people are just heading into a wrong direction that they think is easy. I'm like, yeah, man, that easy shit is gonna be easy to like stay into too, and
100%.
then you're not gonna be able to comport with the real world because you've been in that easy shit too long, and now you kind of locked yourself into just complaining about shit. Like that's what I mean by just supplementing your actual failure with propaganda and radicalized nonsense that you say in the face of your ass just straight up failed in life, man. So
MOT, you sound like you're trying to silence me.
yeah, my voice, my beautiful voice. And then
Talk to
turn around. They just want to complain about this woman forever. There's really no end to it. And don't want to be called a hotep, but everything you say is pretty hotepish. All right. Even down to the Dollar General glasses, you know what I'm saying? But dudes don't want to fucking
Hey,
do
peace,
anything.
King. You can't talk about your brethren like that, King.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah, I see. Yeah, right. Black Girl, stop policing free speech, MOT. You just want us to shut up.
You want us
That's
to
it.
be quiet and be productive. I ain't doing that shit.
Yo, that's
Skills
crazy,
and reseurces.
bro.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I saw a pro black stream. They was streaming for 48 hours,
Man, get
bro.
Hmm.
I'm not lying. It was on what's that boy named Q Butter, man. They was having a 48-hour panel.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not lying, bro. It was consecutive. You look at the videos. It said I didn't even know the YouTube videos could go that long. I thought it stopped at
bro,
that video
bro.
said 23 hours, and there was another one right after it.
Supposed to
Yeah,
stop
20
I
at
know. I know Q
hours.
personally. He the crazy like the shit about him. He actually does want to do the work, but unfortunately, there's not enough structure.
I mean, he talked to the
Um,
wrong people too.
yeah, because when I
Damn
was
it, he
out there with
talks to
him,
the wrong people.
you said, "Huh?"
God damn it, he's talking to the wrong people, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean they were just arguing about some dumb shit anyway. But yeah, man. I don't. Yeah, that's crazy. Um, opinion on military school children already exists, typical reserved for wealthier people. Wonder if there's a way to bring it to a select group of lesser class.
That's why I said like the black church should be rebuilt, so that way you could just start taking over those type of things in the actual community and shit, man. Like this shit ain't got to be some school shit. I mean, you got to be like the Mormons, just build your shit right across from the schools, so that way, while your children are
School bell
waiting.
ring. They go right across the street to military
That's what I'm
training.
saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like that's how they got their shit off the ground, just like that. Like, look, we'll just keep your kids until y'all just come pick them up. That's
Hmm.
what happened.
Mm.
Yeah, when you really think about it, the black church is I would say the strong arm of the black community. I mean that's probably it has the ear, it has the money, it has the that's where all black century or any black leader. That's where they all started at.
Yeah,
That's
all
Yeah.
what
of them.
that's why the Black Panthers failed because they lost the support of the black church.
Mm.
Yep.
When Idris Clever, when that coon Eldridge Cleaver came
That
through.
is-
Yeah, he came through and ruined the Black Panthers. So that's when they lost. That's because they brought all that cussing and fuck the police and all that. They
Yeah.
that's when they lost the support from the black church.
See, my problem with that is this, especially with things like the church and holier than now, right? And even I say it when like in selling insurance, right? People get all holier than now when you drop an F bomb. But what's worse? That nigga coming in with fuck the police or the police that the conditions was where the police was actually fucking us. You see what I'm saying? But we felt some type of way about words, just like niggas felt some type of way about Donald Trump tweeting. But when it comes down to it and you look at shit right now, Joe Biden ain't doing shit for black people, nor is Kamala Harris, and she said she wouldn't.
I mean, what should Joe Biden do for black people?
Yeah.
Well,
Like
we
what?
need to
How you
ask
got in
for
mind?
something. One of the things he could do is keep his promise that he kept with Ice Cube, which was to come back to the table and look at the contract for Black America
Man,
after
fuck
the
Ice Cube.
election.
Fuck
He
Ice Cube.
said, he, but Ice Cube, he told
Man,
Ice
bro.
Cube, wait till I get in, then I say
Hmm.
something. So that lets me know he ain't even interested in that whole thing.
Nah,
Like
man.
he said, let me get in first. Come on
I
now.
don't want anybody in politics talking to Ice Cube. Okay. If Ice Cube is coming to you with a plan, run. Talk to the local people who are actually dealing with politics. Fuck Ice Cube. I
Yeah,
mean, at the end of the day, the dude's an entertainer. You're not negotiating shit on behalf of people. You didn't go through the process in motherfucking LA. At the end of the day, this dude is not to be fucking trusted. He is an entertainer trying to garner
Yep.
some attention for self.
Right.
Like nobody would go to Ice Cube and be like, you know what? We're gonna negotiate everything on a racial basis, and you know who we're gonna get? We're gonna get Ice Cube to do it. Like you wouldn't have a vote, and
You're
Ice
right. They
Cube would be
get
the
Ja
number one
Rule.
person doing that shit.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
why would Mitch McConnell? I mean, why would he? If he
Meet with
had,
Ice Cube.
yeah, why would he meet with Ice Cube, and why would he discuss any plan that helps black people solely? And we're talking about the Senator of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Why would he co-sign a plan where the Congress opens up their purse for black people?
He
He
wouldn't because we
so
have
that
no economics.
No. We have economics.
no, we got
It's
money.
just
I mean, that's
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that look, the
You
people
got
who
the
don't
buying
got
power.
money are not actually interested in being a part of the economy in the first place. It's just that you have to be able to organize on the local level. Ice Cube tried to make a national play that's not done that way.
Oh no, no.
No one does an actual national plan on the behalf of a whole group of people. Like you didn't have like you name it, a person of another race just decided to make a deal on the behalf of all Italians or all Jewish people or all Polish or no
Right.
one does shit like that in this country.
Yep.
Right.
Start local. I mean, who was it? I think it was BGS and Gold Professor were having an argument, and he was saying that you have to start out. And Gold P was like, you deal within your neighborhood, then you spread
Hmm.
abroad. He was
Yeah.
like, nah, you start on the outside post, deal with the other people. And I was like, so you feed Africa, you feed, other countries, then come back and feed America? No, you start in your own country. And
yeah,
that's what
that's
a lot of times we feel it in our community. We start trying to get everybody riled up, but we ain't even started in our community, start in the household. Then from the household, start little small organizations, little churches, the city. Then, from the town that you in, then the city, then go forth to the state and keep going. But we want to go big or go home. That's why we always going home.
Yeah,
yeah, that's that.
but at the end of the day, man, like a different man, like you just can't walk up there and be a dude, grab the mic and do that shit. Like, nah, man, we're gonna follow you to the parking lot. We're gonna stomp your ass the fuck out to let you know that you ain't gonna come here and do that shit.
Yeah, you got a point there. He said we're gonna follow your ass to the parking lot and stomp your ass out.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
just
because at the end of the day, man, like a lot of people think that the only way we can get this done is if we can just go up there and just scream at somebody and shit just gonna work. It's like, bro, it's a whole legislative process that you're not interested or actually involved in, and it's like,
Well, that's what I mean by we don't have economics. When I talk about like Dr. Claude Anderson and powernomics, what I mean is we vote for black politicians locally, cool, but we don't put money in their coffers. Prime example, back in Brooklyn, I got a homeboy by the name of Brian Cunningham who ran for office. Lost each time. But those campaigns aren't free 99. That's why they have those $1,000 plate dinners. And that's who makes the rules. So even when we locally vote, our next door neighbor, our best friend we've been with, and we know he's on the same shit as us, when he gets into power, he has to write laws that don't benefit him or his people to at least benefit him and his family, right? And maybe that can trickle down to the to the other 6 men that was on the panel with me that got me into this position. Unfortunately, it's just the six of us, and the six of us got mortgages and shit too. So even if we did have the expendable income, $6,000 worth of plates is nothing like $6 million worth of plates. So Joe Biden got $6 million worth of plates, so that's why he's able to get that support and build, right? And be the politician that's bought. So when I want to dump fucking chemicals in the ocean, he looks the other way. Or, when I want more police force in our neighborhood, FDR told the civil rights crime.
So the statement is
Right, right. He
FDR.
was talking about A. Philip Randolph when he was talking about "Make Me Do It" kind of thing.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, back then we couldn't really participate like after the 64 civil rights legislation. Most people went with the FDR shit because he was doing shit for working class whites, and we wanted to go in on that shit with the actual whites, which some of it did work. By the way, it did pull people by the government's bootstraps, but it only went to like certain people. They could do the same thing again, but these corporations ain't gonna allow that shit to happen. If people aren't going to participate, they're not going to force these actual people to take this money out of politics. If you took the money out of politics, this would be a whole different country, different like a motherfucker. But at the end of the day, a lot of these people don't want to participate. They complain about shit, and I'm just glad that I just don't have to listen to these motherfuckers. The Denver metro area, we've already just cleaned out the place to where you can't be one of these dudes who come up and just start talking all that crazy shit.
Oh, speaking of that, MOT, I wanted to ask you. Now that I
Yeah,
got you on a real quick. Did that speed rail is supposed to? How's that going in Colorado? Is that stalled? Like, do you got like a date
no,
on it?
yeah. You mean like the speed rail that they're supposed to be building?
Yeah, it's supposed to take you from like Pueblo, Colorado, all the way up to Colorado Springs.
I don't know where the fuck they're gonna build that shit at. I mean, if you ever drove down 25 from like Denver to like even the Air Force Academy, it's possible, but I don't know. But we're trying to spend that weed money, pretty wisely. But it's just an idea that's out there. I don't know what they're doing with it. They started building on it, and then they stopped, and then they started, and then they stopped. So I'm not sure what the status is because I haven't been there in 3 months. So whenever I go back and take a load from like Denver to like Colorado Springs, I know exactly what the fuck's going on. But like last time I was there, they was talking about it. Then they started to build it, and then they kind of scrapped it for a while. But we're talking about winter time, so now it's like warm as fuck out here. So I don't know what's going on out there now. I haven't heard
Oh,
much
okay.
about it.
I just wanted to ask you about it because since you
No,
you
Mm.
out there.
no, because they were supposed to expand it from Denver to Lyman, which is about out east, and then like people bought up all the real estate, and then they scrapped the project. So now you got a bunch of motherfuckers with real estate that they can't use because they're not going to expand the infrastructure out that far because that's a conservative area, and they don't even do the fucking roads. And the only reason why they bought all that land out there that way because they thought that they was going to be able to have that type of train go from out there all the way to Denver, and turn out they scrapped that shit too. So
Mhm.
that's what that's what happens. So you have an idea, it comes down, people rush out there, they buy all the real estate, and then they scrap the fucking idea. Now these people are holding on to this land, and they don't know what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. They're stuck with the bag then because the capital appreciation that would have happened is gone. They're stuck now.
Now it was a good idea. To go out there and snatch up the land, and because look, a speed rail going from Lyman to fucking Denver, you be there in 30 minutes. That's almost like just living out there in the middle of nowhere and still having a light rail that goes all the way there. You would have moved a lot of people out the city all the way out there. It would have been great, but then Something happened and they shut down the project, and all those people who bought all that land out there, it's fucked. And I'm guess people doing the same thing for Colorado Springs too.
Damn.
And it ain't like your land ain't already raped for the best minerals.
No, I'm not. No, I mean, because most people don't want to sell their land out there because they think you're gonna throw some weed shit up out there. Like that's how come
Mm.
they didn't sell land to people from the actual city because they only wanted you to build it for housing, and that's why it's only zoned for housing and not commercial. Because commercial means weed shops and all that kind of other shit. They
Mm.
just made all the shit residential. So they bought it, and now you have residential land that they're not going to rezone into anything else because they don't want that type of shit out there, and they're unwilling to rezone the land as commercial. So
Um.
yeah, so they want it only as residential to keep all that weed shit somewhere else. So that's what they own.
Yeah, so this shit people gotta understand, man. It's politics and that's why when people say shit like, "Man, I don't want to talk about politics, man. All you do is talk about politics, nigga. Politics is everything. Like everything, the world ran about politics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, your sports franchise, they just made the Washington Commanders owner sell his shit, and that was all through
Mm.
politics. I mean, everything you
yeah.
do is based on politics.
I mean,
They
like
wouldn't sell it to Magic though, right?
No
yeah.
Magic, no Magic, no Magic got it. No Magic. He's the owner now. He's like a part owner
Um.
of the Washington Commanders now.
So so the problem is that when people say stupid shit like that, says in lieu, I'm like, hey man, that's the way you say it. All right, man, I'm never visiting that motherfucking place ever.
Mm.
All right, man. Thanks for your time, buddy. You know, because what they want you to do is they want to argue with you about shit that they should be doing. It's kind of like argue with a nigga about not shitting the bed or some shit like that. Like some shit I shouldn't even be talking to a nigga about, man. Like, bro, it is a democracy, and if you don't want to participate, then your stuff ain't gonna be anything. But they want to kind of shame and humiliate people who actually participate in the process. Also what black people get? No, you mean that what you get out of not participating, nigga? You only riding my fucking ass, and my actual ability to fucking organize while you sit there and not do shit. Fuck you. You can just
Mm.
go back to wherever the fuck you at, where shit don't fucking work, while you waiting on everybody else to do the work for you. Be,
Man,
be
you right on the
gone.
money with that shit. I was on a
Be
panel.
gone.
The panel was on something else, but niggas just love to bring up that right wing shit in the topics, and he was talking about some shit. Anyway, it was a roundabout way of going in on black women about
Yeah,
women.
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah, it was.
obviously.
Yeah, he didn't want to say it outright, but he was essentially talking about black women and welfare, and that's why black people just stuck because of welfare. We in the bottom because of
Completely
welfare.
fucking radicalized, man, nigga. You can't talk to nobody like that.
Yeah, I that's what I literally just stopped talking, and they changed the subject. Because I was like, what are you talking? I just kept asking questions, and then he wouldn't let me ask the question. So I realized, he was in his emotional, right wing conservative state. So I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah,
I just stopped
no,
talking.
he was in pure dumb nigga get his shit off mode, man.
Right,
You
right,
Mm.
right.
can't.
Yeah, like they talk like it's supposed to, because this the black YouTube, so it's like if you're not agreeing, it's like almost like matter of fact, like they gotta stop you from asking questions because it's like a religion, right? It's like you
Yeah.
gotta just understand what I'm saying. Don't ask me no questions. You should just know this, nigga. Type shit. Yeah, it's kind of goofy.
They were
Mm.
like, you know what? It's 12 a.m. and ain't nobody went in on this bitch in 30 minutes, so I'm gonna do my fucking part, nigga.
Right.
Okay, all right, man.
Y'all ain't talking about black bitches over here, nigga. Let me hit the link.
Nigga been 45 minutes, nigga.
What, nigga? Y'all talking about AI? Oh no, but this black bitch.
Yeah, man.
He
Like
should
like
say.
Yeah,
like Dave
yeah.
Kesha
Chappelle.
and her decisions. There we go. Yeah, I mean, they don't want the collective IQ of the conversation to go too far, and so they just got to like bring it down to earth. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah,
They
exactly.
didn't come. They didn't come for that though.
It's too high up in the cloud. The conversation too high, so they gotta yank you motherfuckers back down. Like, oh hell no, you motherfuckers talking about some reading bills? Fuck that. You
Yeah.
know?
Look at AM1 when he started talking about on his channel. And he'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna get your channel right. I'm gonna show you how to, lay these graphs on your channel and start, doing your lettering and doing. It's like about 10
But
people
see,
in there. As
this is
soon as you,
my now. I've said this to AM1. This is my only point of contention when it comes to AM1, and I hope he's listening. I just want AM1 to just do straight up Adobe Photoshop tutorial type YouTube channel. Don't even talk to niggas. Don't even waste your time, bro. Get out there with them Asian boys and white boys selling courses and selling like Adobe templates, man. Just fuck talking to these niggas. Why don't even waste your time? Like just get on this Adobe tutorial shit, dogs. Fuck them.
yeah. But every now and then when you do that, you do get the little stream of people, because I do that every once in a while. I get, I ain't even say the dudes. I get more women that hit me up
Mm.
and be like, man, you taught me this hell. That lady, Paige, she was saying she saved over $5,000 just doing basic stuff that I'm saying. Like, hey, savings.
Yeah.
Figure out how much you pay your bills every month. Figure out ways to add other income by doing Uber. I did like I think it was like 14 different side hustles you can do from your phone. A lot of them you don't even need a car. You can just do surveys on apps. They literally have
Mm-hmm.
a
Survey
a
monkey.
what is it a friend app to where you can be an internet friend with somebody and they pay you like $50 an hour just to talk to somebody online who's lonely. It's kind of like
What?
YouTube.
Mm.
What?
I was about to say that sound like YouTube. That sound like
Mm.
black. That sound like black
Hey, whoa,
YouTube.
whoa, 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 man! Don't say that too loud, man. Cause I don't want niggas to get paid to just be niggas' friends online, man.
Mm. Mm.
Nah,
Yeah, that's what's
nah.
going on now.
Yeah, you
Hit the
just you
cash
just
app.
replace.
You got
Yeah, you replace them.
niggas paying Wi-Fi bills, dog. It's crazy out here, bro.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, man. Like,
Yeah. That's like them gamer dudes. Like it was one gamer dude, he got PO'd at the game because he messed around and lost. He took his remote, he had a PlayStation remote, threw it at the stream. He's like, oh man, we can't game for a couple of days. I got mad. Like 3 days later, somebody sent him a 75-inch TV and a new remote for his PlayStation.
Damn.
yeah, I believe that
It's like keep gaming, bro.
because at the end of the day, man, like like there, because a lot of people ask like why these gamers and Twitch streamers are getting so much. I mean, you got to think, bro. Like people love these games just like they love sports, they love movies, and to have somebody they rock with provide like commentary, that's just it's just another. I mean, it's just like I said, just like watching ESPN in a way, just watching somebody commentate or watch the game you like watching. So it's because these
Yeah.
guys are getting $100 million contracts. Like they get
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
billionaire
no doubt.
contracts doing it.
Rick Fox into that esports. He has a
Really?
team. Yeah, he
Yeah,
got a team.
Gilbert Arenas, he back in the day, back in like 2000, was it 8 or 9 when I used to do Major League Gaming? Gilbert Arenas, he sponsored a Halo team. It was called Final Boss. And actually, his YouTube chat, he had that still as his tagger for a while, like Final Boss Gilbert or something like that. Yeah, it's like, yeah, they used to like that's when like Boost Mobile sponsored it, but I forgot
Oh,
they
okay.
sold it to they sold it to somebody. Kind of went to trash, but now you see this thing has exploded. I mean, these guys getting 20 million a year just playing video games. Well, I mean they're good at it too. It's not like they just what I mean. They're not they are elite at what they do. I don't want to like act like it's just easy. You know what I mean? Because if you trash, anybody go watch you.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way it
So
is, man. Like most of the time, it's what it is, man. It's just that a lot of people are fucked up and they want everybody to stay down there with them, man. They want everybody to stay down there with them. They don't want to hear about shit going on that ain't got nothing to do with where they stuck at, and these dudes are just occupy manosphere. That's what happened. No,
Occupy Manosphere. Oh my God.
yeah, that's what happened, man. They
So
just
no more Occupy Wall Street is Occupy Manosphere. I'm about to use
But
yeah,
that
it's the
hashtag.
same. It's the same thing because the Occupy Wall Street got co-opted by libertarians and shit.
yeah. I mean,
So
you got to go down there, like like the cops did, or like Wall Street just watered the motherfuckers down with like motherfucking mace and shit. God damn it, that shit looked fake, but that shit had to hurt like a motherfucker.
Yo,
oh
no, listen, that Occupy Wall Street shit was real. I worked down there. I
No, no, no,
remember
no.
one time.
I know it was real, but the way they broke that shit up, the way they was torturing the motherfuckers was crazy.
Oh yeah, that shit was funny as fuck, yo. Cause dude, they deserved it, bro. I was walking to work one day, right? I got off the train late because remember, I set my own schedule. So I'm going to my office. My office is 100 Broadway, basically the middle of Wall Street. So I'm going, and there's just like a crowd. It's like hundreds of motherfuckers just running after everybody who's wearing a suit. And I'm like, yo, let me run and get in this office because these cracks is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, at this point in time, right here, there's tons of shit you could do. It's just that the people who are complaining are just complaining that they're being left behind and alone, and ain't nobody gonna be responding to the call, man. And that's a positive achievement for me. That
Yeah,
ain't nobody gonna let these motherfuckers get out of feeling and drop it on their goddamn face, man. Because they got to hear about this women being went on and on. And here's the thing: it gets you further for the fucking woman just listening to the shit.
bro. You know what's crazy?
Ah,
Like, I mean, I know it's anecdotal, but man, I mean, I know somebody not in the manosphere at all. He just got full custody of his kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? I
because
mean,
he was trying to, and he moved the venture to another place that allows you to. Like people keep making this shit look like it's impossible. I'm like, bro,
yeah,
move
you
to
listen to
another
these
state.
niggas.
Yeah, but like, you would think that getting your kid is like trying to fucking, just trying to fucking like air hop to the motherfucking space station to get your child or some shit, man. Like,
But
bro, ah,
but this
crazy.
this what I don't understand. This the cognitive dissonance of this space that just blows my fucking mind. I still don't understand it. So it's about child support, but then you're against abortion. I don't understand that.
Abortion is the best. It is the best thing to prevent you from being on child support. But at the end of the day, they won't. They want to like post a woman off the goddamn carousel with a fucking javelin and like fucking hang her ass up like a bull moose in the goddamn living room, man. Like that's what they want. Like they don't want the woman leaving. Like this is how come you have like these serial impregnators. Shout out to who was that? Conservative. You know what I'm saying? Just just keep blasting up the club, man. And this bitch is not fucking putting you on the team on a permanent status. So you just keep giving a kid after kid, man. And it's like this is what these dudes are on, man. It don't get life, bro.
Yeah, I don't get that. He was on my panel. He said family court made him right wing. I was like, bro, that don't even make sense. The worst states for child support the worst states for child support are red states. Like, that shit didn't even
Yes, it
make sense
is.
to me.
Mississippi would rather have your kid dead than to give that shit to the fucking father, bro.
Yeah, for real. Florida, Texas. I think Texas got some draconian type shit for child support. I mean, that's why I don't understand. That shit don't make no sense to me. Like y'all be talking about child support. You got Marco Rubio writing bills saying your ass gonna be on child support at inception. Fuck
Yeah,
at birth. You got 9 months back pay. I'm like, so what? The governor of Arkansas, he did some crazy ass shit. I forget, it was a while ago. I got to pull it up. He did some shit with child support. I'm like, damn, bro, what's up with these Republicans? I'm like, that's why this space, like, it just, like you said, this army of black conservatives and came through, and they just don't even make fucking sense. Like, they don't even, like, the shit don't even be helpful to black men whatsoever. Or at least to the gripes that they have, right? I mean, I don't see Republicans trying that shit at all. Like,
It's all the time. You always hear the half truths. Like, when I always tell guys, I'm like, look, when I wanted to get married, I mean, honestly speaking, I just stopped fucking with the hoes because honestly, that'll heighten your chances. Because if you keep trying to run through them, you're not gonna find a wife because you're always gonna be thinking with your other head. And that's the biggest thing. What a lot of guys don't want to hear. Because when I say that, every time I always hear guys say, "Whoa, what you mean leave pussy on the table?
yeah, man.
We
What the
not gonna
man,
fuck's
do
wrong
shit,
with
that."
you,
shit.
she?
I know a nigga personally, right? So I was telling him on T. We was talking on the phone, and he was saying I was getting money under Trump, right? This dude
That
got
hurt.
three. This dude got 3 kids by 3 different women now. This is all within like the last 18 months.
That's that Trump pay.
So
Hey
so I'm
man,
just
look,
I'm just trying to figure out like, well,
dang.
is it Joe Biden the reason why he ain't got no money now, or is it because all them damn kids? Like which is it, bro? I don't know like how you.
Yeah,
Both.
man. Yeah, man. You got the penile sprinkler system that meets up with the vaginal T-shirt cannon, man. Like, you can't stop this shit, bro. Crazy motherfuckers, man. Just know how biology works. Even if you don't, after the first time, you like got it. Like these dudes, like, nah, man. I'm gonna try this shit
but,
again, man.
No,
but
no, Black Crows, they'll never talk about anything Republicans got going on. They don't. It's always the Democrats. It's always Joe Biden's
Yeah.
America. They'll never stand up to white
To
people. They're not
anything.
allowed to. You know what I mean? It's like, which and you start to see these right wing dudes starting to infight now, because now they're running out of people to go up against. Now they run out of targets. Once this trans thing whatever passes, they just gonna go back to picking another marginalized group to go at. I mean, it just is what it is.
I mean, but I think they're out of marginalized groups, man. Like after the trans shit is really the fuck over with, I
No,
don't think they
that's what I'm
have
saying. Now
another
they're gonna
group.
start going at each other like they're doing now. Like, what's that chick's name? Marjorie Taylor Greene. They starting to
Yeah.
go at her now.
Yeah. I mean, but she was on some crazy shit before though,
No, she
and
was. She a crazy ass. Yeah, she is. I'm just saying that like they're starting to turn
how do
within.
you get kicked out of the crazy club though? Like, how did they vote you out of the crazy club? Like, you still got you still got the Bobberts and just like, nah,
Well, yeah,
man, we're
she
just
she
done with
starting
your
to
type of
lose.
crazy.
Yeah, her shit started to get bad too. She a 36-year-old grandmama, and I think she was like a stripper or something. I mean, they starting to expose her too now. I mean, she on the
Yeah,
short.
her actual opponent in motherfucking Colorado is now a toss up for her actual seat now, a solidly Republican seat, but she didn't just fuck that up. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is crazy.
Wait a minute, grandmother?
Yeah, she a 36-year-old grandmother. Yep. So she had a kid at like 14 or something.
Whoa!
Yeah, what's the conservative values in that?
Damn.
Yeah, I thought, yeah. What's some family values? And then I think her husband, he was beating the kid or something. Might be the stepdaddy. I'm not sure. It might be something like that. But um,
Nah, it wasn't her husband. It was some boyfriend shit.
oh yeah, okay. So it was okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she ain't even living. You see what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers are frauds, bro. Like this shit is. Them black conservatives is frauds. Like that one nigga that be yelling all the time. I'm telling you, bro. Anytime I see anybody who's constantly talking about LGBTQ, I'm just like, bro, just live your truth, dog. I mean, just just
Yeah,
be
man, just
happy,
put that
bro.
fucking dress on, man, and just go to the parade, dog. Just one time a
Yeah,
year, man.
man, do it,
What
bro.
the
Just be
fuck, man?
happy, bro. Like you yelling and screaming all damn day, angry as fuck. It's because you ain't living your life, bro. You hate seeing them niggas live how you want to live.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, they feel left behind in this fucking closet pretending and shit, man. Them niggas be mad, bro. They be mad as shit, man. Like, what was it? Like, I think Ted Haggard, Colorado Springs, you know what I'm saying? That dude talking all that crazy shit about gay motherfuckers eating in there with gay prostitutes and all that kind of crazy shit. It's like,
Right. Exactly. Same with Jesse Lee Peterson. Find out he was
uh,
doing some crazy stuff with little boy, but you know what I'm saying, with white gay men. I mean, it's just bro, it's just crazy, dog. Like this shit is this shit is insane. And like you say in the chat, bro, they're never gonna talk about anything on the right. They didn't talk about that Alabama gerrymandering, the Supreme Court
oh, of
ruling.
course not. Of course not. Of course not.
They're not, because then who now? And then they gaslighting shit, talking about some you crying and shit like that. What the fuck, nigga? It's disenfranchising of your votes. What the fuck are you talking about?
They're not talking about Florida. It's now teaching in their schools that black people benefited from slavery. It's like, what's happening here?
Yeah, exactly. No, they talked about it today. But they took the stream down. But they talked about it from the angle almost as if it's right. They talked about it like your boy.
Who?
like your boy Mr. AWS was in there talking. I think I screenshotted it. Yeah, I think I did screenshot
Oh,
it. Let me see. I think I did screenshot it. Hold on, let me see it.
oh man. So Kirby was talking about it, man.
Yep. Hold on. I think I screenshot it. Let me yeah, cause I'm starting. Like I said, man, these motherfuckers, they like you said, they be taking these streams down, privating streams, hiding evidence and shit like that. No, nigga, we got what you said, nigga. So don't try to come back a year later talking about some you for black people. You was talking about yeah, slavery was good. You got three hots in the cop and shit. Nah, nigga, fuck out of here. Yeah, they talk about San Francisco. Have y'all been to Miami? They love talking about Miami like it's just this right wing paradise. Man, that's
Nah.
hey shit. Hey, that shit is just about as bad as San Francisco. They got
E-
$3,000. Oh, go ahead.
Every big city is just about as bad as San Francisco. Denver is just about as bad as San Francisco. During that time of the fucking year? Nah. Nah, man. They come out. They stay pretty hidden all other times of the year. But when it's time for them to come out, the motherfuckers come out. All right. And you know not to take your ass downtown. All right. That's what it is.
So I
Yeah.
be laughing. I used to hear people talk about Atlanta. I be like, dude, I don't travel all 48. You can't tell me Atlanta is the biggest capital when San
Nah,
Francisco
dude.
never dropped their collar. Then you
Nah,
had
dude.
other states. Because ever since like New Orleans, they all flooded out everywhere else and went back to New Orleans after a couple of years. Because when I used to move, man, I'm talking about Tennessee, Chattanooga.
I
They
literally think it's the same gay motherfuckers who go to every fucking parade, dog. Like I don't think there's that many other people anywhere else, man.
There's like 14 of them exactly.
I don't think it's that many people, man. And it's the same wow motherfuckers everywhere, man. I just like, yeah, man, just stay home, man. It's just like, look, you don't like the Cinco de Mayo shit, just stay the fuck home. You won't miss it. They're gonna have their fucking parade, and that's gonna be the end of it. You're not gonna see these motherfuckers again, ever.
Man, I saw this big fat uh Trump's big fat black. He was talking about some fuck Juneteenth. I'm like, bro, that's just crazy, bro. They just got like a I don't know. That raccoon shit is just
They attract. I'm telling you, man. Like, bro, like the stripes get even stripier. You know,
yep. They get ashier. I mean, it's like I don't know, man. It's just
Hey, I seen a Trump supporter arguing with another supporter. One was black and one was white. And the white guy said, "Get off this corner with that flag on you. You don't even know what you're doing. I fought in the war." The dude say, "We on the same team." He's like, "No, you ain't. You white." And they both were supporting Trump. He had a Trump shirt. Like he didn't see the back of his shirt said, "I support Trump." All he seen was the whole thing. He was just going in on him. Then finally, when everybody said, "Hey, bro, come down. He's one of us." No, he's not. He's black. Like, oh snap!
You're
you
like
know
that
you know
black
you,
dude who got punched in the face at that fucking rally, man. The motherfucker didn't even check anything. He just like black guy, pow.
yeah they just socked his ass. And you know another thing too. These right wing trolls they've infiltrated the comic book space and stuff like that. So like the geeks and gamers. I don't know if y'all familiar with them, but it's funny to me. They always talk about like woke with comic books, and I ended up watching that old the old '90s X-Men back at the one the old
Yeah, X-Men in
X-Men.
'97.
Yeah, X-Men '97. I was watching that, but the first episode they had a woman as the president.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's out. X-Men '97's out.
No, it's the old X-Men
Oh
cartoon.
shit. Oh god damn.
Remember, yeah, when they launched the Centennial
Yeah.
program to catch
Yeah, yeah,
mutants.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
president was a woman.
it came out in '92 and it fucking left in '97. Okay, all right.
Right.
Because because it's supposed to come out with a new X-Men series called X-Men
Yeah, the
'97.
cartoon X-Men '97.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
okay. No, I was just talking about the old one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the first episode, man, had a woman president, and I'm like,
Sure
damn.
did. Yeah.
So I'm like, I mean, if you look at comic books, just even in the '70s and '80s, I mean, it was all progressive. I mean, they were against, certain, what I'm saying, they was against attacking marginalized. That's essentially what X Men was all about, just going at
They was
marginalized folks.
literally political propaganda. They had Superman on the cover of a magazine punching fucking Hitler in the face.
Right.
The comic
So
book been political propaganda.
Yeah, it was so called saying that Professor Xavier supposed to been Martin, while Malcolm was Magneto. The whole thing, the
Yeah.
push of all that. Yeah, I was just looking at what's that Nick Fury show, and it
yeah,
was crazy. I was the last episode that just came out. I put it on my actually on YouTube. So I'm sitting there looking at it, and the dude goes to grab his wife, put a gun to her head, and he's like, "I'll kill her for the cause." And she's like, "Oh, mumbo jumbo. That's what the podcasts are
They
doing
all say
now,
on
talking
yeah,
podcasts.
about women."
yeah. She said men of my species do the same thing. Either they gaslight you or talk about how they're gonna murder you and stuff like that. Yeah, she said that's what all the podcasts are talking about these days.
Yeah, I
And
was
then
like,
shot him dead in the head.
But yeah, they had a that was like this show where this girl got murdered, and it was essentially they called it the manosphere. They said the dude who killed her, he was like an incel. He murdered her, and they was talking on Discord and
What?
shit like that. Yeah, they called
What?
it the manosphere killer or whatever.
What?
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok.
Oh man, this shit's crazy. I
they
Damn.
mean,
said
man,
we gonna run
Hey,
you
so
motherfuckers off one way or
so,
another.
so Dorian, you said that Isom is trash. That Eric your Young Ripper comics. Oh man, that's so funny, man. See, I didn't buy it because this was like $100 or something, a issue or
and,
something.
and man, did y'all watch that Invincible second season trailer?
Yeah, I saw it, man. Oh my
I
god,
did
Oh
not.
man, I can't wait.
man. I
Can't
ended up
wait.
I ended up reading the comics, man. I kind of finished it out with the comics, but I'm gonna watch the series anyway. But yeah, man, that Invincible, that shit is raw.
Yeah.
Speaking of series, I'm way behind on, but I need to catch back up on Umbrella Academy.
You know what, man? The most recent season, man, I didn't really. The latest season, I wasn't a big fan of. I don't know. I just didn't really. I didn't really like it.
Man.
Nah, that show take some crazy loops. I like that. My shit though is Doom Patrol on HBO Max.
Yeah, that was pretty good too.
I
And the
barely watched it.
Are
what's
you
the other thing?
are you,
The event, not the Avengers.
the boys?
No.
Boys is good.
Teen Titans.
Yeah. The Teen Titans.
Are you familiar with that Isom comic MOT? You familiar with that? The Eric
No,
July shit.
no,
So
sir.
he,
Mm-mm.
he so
I do not.
he's a right wing libertarian black dude, and he made like a comic that's kind of
Is that
like
the Black Sands joint?
no, not Black Sands. That's a pro black comic. This is like a anti woke, anti left uh comic with just straight with a black character, but like Dorian
Oh
saying everybody's saying it's
God.
trash. And when I see him on Twitter, all he doing is arguing with niggas. Like he not like his promotion of this comic is just roasting niggas all day, like calling them broke and all his critics is lame and losers and they don't know how to run a comic book business like him, shit like that. Like he's never, I don't know, he's never really like showing clips or like panels from the comic to like
Mm-hmm.
promote. He's never doing that. Like I don't even know what the fucking shit's about at this point. He just roasting all day long on Twitter.
Mm. I mean, that gets you enough people will actually go and figure out what the book is about just because he roasting enough.
Yeah, but see, yeah, like Dorian said,
Oh, for real?
you can't even get a. Oh, what you say?
This for real?
Oh, well, I wouldn't be surprised, man. I might get that Mortal
Oh, where?
Kombat one. That John does look tight. I'm sure they got a.
Omni Man's in Mortal Kombat 1.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I,
shit,
might
like
have
I've
to
seen
check
like
that out.
intros from everybody. Like I think I need to see intros from motherfucking Omni Man. Then. All right, man. I'm gonna have to look that shit up.
yeah. I
It's
didn't.
probably through DLC.
Yeah, that last Mortal Kombat had a bunch of. I know he had Leatherface. You had Jason Voorhees. They had a bunch of. I think Freddy Krueger was a character you could fight with.
Yeah.
And Homelander too. Dang.
Now, you know what? I did hear about Homeland. I did hear about
I
Homelander
did hear
first.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
heard
did
about
hear about that.
Homelander first. I didn't hear about
Yeah,
Omni Man. I did
that's
hear
what I
about
heard
Homelander.
about first. I didn't know about. Yeah, see, Omni Man is a fucking beast.
I don't think you can encapsulate that dude in like a Mortal Kombat character like everybody else, because the dude is way fucking overpowered, bro.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. I think he's stronger than Superman.
Yeah, he is way stronger than Superman. Yeah.
Like in the comics, they said something like, man, it was crazy, bro. Like what's the species called? Something
Viltrumite.
Viltrumite.
Viltrumite. Yeah, the Viltrumites, man. They bone density is like because they well, I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil. Let me stop. Let me stop. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I should check that. Yeah, I can't wait for. Did it say what was the date? Invincible. Did it say when the date was coming? I saw a trailer, but
November 3rd.
that's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man,
I
we're
went.
gonna have to do like a motherfucker. Well, I hope they release the whole season, or else it could be on some bullshit like releasing it one episode at a time. I really
That's
can't
probably
stand that
what they're
shit.
gonna do. That's what they're gonna do, bro. Cause that's what they did with the boys. They're gonna do it like one a week. And to be honest, bro, I'm gonna be real, bro. I think I kind of like it like that, man. Cause
I like the binge. I just like.
no, when I binge, bro, I just when I get through it, then you gotta wait like 2 years for the next season.
Well, you gotta do it anyway. If you watch it once a week, you still gotta wait 2 years.
Yeah, you're right. Cause they kind of nickel and diming you low key or high key, really. I mean, that's really what they're doing. Cause
Mhm.
if it's 8 episodes, that's 2 months of you keeping Prime at least for that season,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you pay for that shit. You forgot all about.
yeah.
Yeah, cause I'm the dude. I'm the cat that got all everybody use their password. I got all of them. I got Disney, Hulu, Netflix. I don't even be using half these shit. HBO.
That's
What's
why it's
another?
gonna be interesting to see if Battle Beast come back at all.
Where? What'd you say?
And nah,
No.
I mean, I know Battle Beast is pretty OP, but I want to see if he comes back. I want to see if he comes back.
Well, he definitely comes back in the comics. I don't know about this season, but he definitely comes back in the comics.
Mm.
I think they
And that
probably do five seasons of Invincible though. I don't think I'm see them doing any more than five.
no, they're gonna have to because it go they gotta go to the Vulture war and all that. It got to be like at least 4 or 5 seasons. Because I think they exploring the art of like Mark getting stronger. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna go to that art from what I saw.
Word.
I think they're
Well,
already
yeah. So
exploring that with like the trailer, like how that dude was talking in the trailer. I think that's what they're actually exploring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's gonna have to get stronger. Maybe they might bring Omni Man back in this season. I think they will because he's so popular. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna have to. I think they're gonna have to bring Omni Man back. Maybe some of them.
What if they
mm.
do some heel turn shit with Mark and just turn him into, yeah, I came into my own, yeah, I came to my sisters. Fuck these people on this planet.
No, I don't think he do that. I don't think he do that, man.
Eh,
But
yeah,
he grew up there. It's different. You know what I mean? It's like Omni Man. He knew about his other planet, so he didn't have too much attachment like that. But Mark was born there, so he essentially he sees himself as a human, as an
yeah,
Earthling. So he's not gonna turn his back on Earth. Yeah,
Mm.
Dorian. Yeah, don't spoil it, Dorian. Don't spoil it. Yeah, but
yeah.
it's so much. Yeah, it's so much to go into that.
Damn.
And I have to get you on the 101, Lou.
Oh yeah, man, that's what's up. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
can.
have to get you on the 101, man, so that way we can talk about this Mississippi shit, man. Why these motherfuckers don't think we know what conservatism is, or how
Like
how accurate we can fucking point this shit out to you that this shit don't
Wait
fucking
a
work.
second, MOT.
yeah.
Wait a second. Is this Mississippi shit got anything to do with Keisha? Because if not, I don't want to hear it. Now,
Eh,
No, because MOT, you're right. You know how they say. I'd rather deal with the conservatives or whatever because they wolves. Well, motherfucker, we know what they
Man,
teeth.
fuck
We know what
that.
they teeth look like, motherfucker. I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Nah, bro. The- They don't even know about the water situation, the flooding, the purposeful flooding situation over the fucked up like, bro, they don't know shit about none of that shit down there. Now, when the levee broke, they pretty much enslaved everybody all over again until they fixed everything, and then like, okay, you motherfuckers are free again. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, like you talking about a group of motherfuckers that essentially destroyed their wealth just to keep slavery whatever intact. I mean, that shit.
yes, destroy how they whole city will refuse federal dollars to fix shit just to keep the place the way it is. Did not allow for I-69 to be ran through the actual city because they quote unquote would have went through the wrong area, well, black area. Like purposefully keeping the place behind so that way they can keep things messed up. It's kind of like the manosphere, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the dream. A fascist, you know what I mean? A fascist state where you know, you motherfuckers would subscribe. It's just crazy, bro. It does kind of operate like a fascist state. Because it's funny they always talk about somebody silencing somebody, but if you got somebody with an opposite opinion, everybody cutting, they cutting in front of you, they talking over you, like how we was on that panel and they talked over me just to get off that bullshit ass manosphere meetup, trying to get that bullshit off on me while I was
they
talking.
then they
Then he ended the show when I brought that shit up. Yeah, that's the only reason why I brought it up because he was talking over me. I was like, "You interrupted me over that weak ass meetup? What the fuck?" That
but
shit that
it's not just that.
Hey,
It's
hey, hey!
dude.
Didn't they discuss how to pick up international women?
Yeah.
man, that meetup was a fucking book signing slash passport bro slash IT summit slash uh German Shepherd roast. I don't know what the fuck that shit was. I mean, that shit was crazy.
I mean, but the only way you can get to free shit that's already out there is with the relationship piece, right?
Right, exactly. What you? I think. Hey, I was listening to that brain trust where you were talking about all the black men here. You got to bring all your credentials and shit, but just Pearly and Nick Fuentes somehow these
They ain't gotta
motherfuckers
do
can't bring.
shit. They ain't
They
gotta
ain't
do
got
a
to bring
motherfucking
shit.
thing.
God, I hate these niggas are sad, dog. These some sad ass niggas, bro.
I mean, as soon as you speak, man, just balling up your fist just seems so fucking natural, man.
Yeah, man, this shit just frustrating. And they think that shit, and like you, they just black trolls, and that's what I was telling. It was somebody they was debating. It's somebody they not even in this space, but they was on my channel and they were arguing with SKC. And I was trying to tell him, bro, like, bro, you don't understand. This is his job, bro. Like he lives for making you niggas mad. Like that's what he does, bro. Like you can't.
That's what he wants to do. And once you understand it, you can just stop listening.
That's what I was trying to. I was like, bro, don't be getting hot. He was getting flustered, and I was like, bro, chill, bro. That's the minute you get mad, they won. Like that's how they operate. That's progress to them. Once a nigga get mad, they gonna just start. They gonna run to their channel and do a replay and then hide the stream later. That's what they do. It's the whole play.
They, they do the whole ODJ, man. Just run the shit up, run the
Damn.
catch up, fucking leave. Like it never even happened.
Yo, and it's a
But I
useless
gotta
shit.
get the
Hey,
fuck up
young,
out
I'm
of
gonna
here,
hop
man.
off this. I'll
Yeah, yeah,
holler.
yeah. But you
Salute.
got any last words before you get up out of here, Alonzo?
All right,
Y'all already know me, man. White ass, work in progress every day and see success. And when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute, gents.
all right, man. That was cool. All right, MOT. Thanks for having me
Did
on,
he
man.
say wipe ass to I got lost.
No, he said when they challenge you, to challenge
No,
you.
no. No, no, before that.
Oh, he said white suit. I think he said. I
No,
think he said.
wipe ass. That's his
Oh,
thing.
he did
Wipe
say white.
ass.
Oh, I thought he said
Yeah.
white suit. I thought. Okay, my fault.
Nigga, I got lost. All right,
I
man.
thought he said white suit. But yeah, man, I'm out of here too, man. Oh, tomorrow, so I'm gonna go check the Oppenheimer out tomorrow.
You think that shit's gonna be any good, man?
I mean, so the thing about it, man, they're saying there's an issue with the formatting. So like, only certain movie theaters have the specific formatting. Because like I was looking at movie
Ah,
theaters and I didn't see as many movie theaters available to watch it as normal. You know what I mean? As like more like that Barbie movie had like all the movie theaters were open to watch it. But when I looked for the Oppenheimer movie, it was a lot less. So I think it's something to do. I think it's like a premium screen formatting, like they want you to watch it in. Like I think like 70 millimeter, 70 mm. They want you
yeah.
to. I don't know, but to answer your question, I mean, it's Christopher Nolan. You know what I'm saying? He always kind of delivers. So you don't think it's gonna be any good?
I don't know. I just never thought of watching a movie about that concept, and then when I'm like, I would want to see what this motherfucker thought because the quotes that he had about that fucking bomb was like, yeah, I want to hear the actor actually say those fucking quotes. Actually,
Which quote you talking about specifically?
I am the destroyer of worlds.
Yo, he did. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That might be the opening scene, low key. I think that might be the opening scene. But you say you want to hear him say it though. Yeah, I feel. No, I think they might just put that as a quote on the screen. They're not gonna actually say that shit. But
Oh, okay. Seeking my creator.
he said work
So
in
work in
progress.
progress and see success every day, or whip ass for short.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay, he did. Okay, okay, I got you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm like wipe ass. I'm like okay. Well, all right, man. Thanks for
y'all have a good one, man.
all right, cool, man. All right, she, you got anything else? We'll get up out of here.
I mean, everybody just, you do the productive piece. Work on yourself. All right.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for coming up. Man, look. Hey, man, look. These dudes got to keep them eating cake, man. You can't be worried about these dudes at this point. They want to go over there. They want to be lost. You got to leave their ass out there. And don't have these people come back after you get your shit together talking about teaming up. I like the Fallout series. I like the Fallout series. Hopefully they come out with another one. Yeah, but I liked it. But you gotta understand, man. Like these people come here specifically for the purpose of shutting down the goddamn space and feeding these dudes back to their actual pain, man. So at the end of the day, this is not a learning disability. This is specifically done on purpose, and you ain't got to be a part of that group with these dudes. So, I want to thank you guys for coming through. Thank for super chatting Uncle Stu and Cedric Webb. Thank you guys for coming through. I got to roll out. Got to be in Michigan by tomorrow. All right, you guys have a nice one. Peace.